doing a switchback today, folks.
Get used to it. We're going to try to at least once a week bring up one of our 16 previous episodes. This is our first, the virgin tour of Mind Walk.
Yeah, this is going to be the first episode we ever recorded you're going to get to hear. Now, in some ways, it's not really the first episode of Mind Walk. The first episode of Mind Walk was perhaps lost to the sands of time because it was just a conversation we were having before we decided to commit it to recording.
Are we the only ones that can do a mind walk? I mean, I feel like, you know, that story of Jesus walking in the sand and you see his footprints. Was that a mind walk?
Maybe. Do you need two people to do a mind walk?
I think, no, that's the bare minimum. I think the bare minimum is two people to do a mind walk.
Well, now we're getting into a question of if Jesus was real, and that's a bit of a broader topic. So on Fridays, you're going to get a switchback, which means like for the next, 15 or 20 episodes, you're going to be hearing episodes that we were doing, I don't know if you'd want to call it pre-production or not. Rehearsals, working with our tech. That's a big thing about this one. This was recorded on July 10th of this year.
2020. And so Mike had the Tascam, which is what we've paired those now, and I just had a Zoom hooked up to an XLR with some cheap-ass mic from Fry's. And it did the job, but
yes.
We had to actually edit and put like effects on it and limiters and gains, and we had to do some real work, and that is definitely against the Mind Walk philosophy.
But hey, we had to get out there and get it done with what we had to start. So, and that's going to be true with a handful of these switchbacks. You're going to kind of get to see an evolution of how our production was going. And then we're still going to be recording switchbacks later, because even if we're publishing this on Friday, which is the plan, if we go for a hike on that Friday as well, let's say we do, then that's going to be a future switchback. But, why not? Why not occasionally you're not getting the contemporaneous, you're going back in time. And then one day, a million years from now, we'll take a break and not record anything new for a week, and you'll just get all switchbacks.
Yeah.
But July 10th, and you're also going to hear, kind of to leave it in its most raw form possible, because it was, the first episode. Why not get everything? I think Sean is recording for 2 minutes before my mic even comes on.
Yeah.
So just take it. Just enjoy the weirdness of the process. Enjoy this fucking bird scooter that's parked right in front of us in the fucking
right in the sidewalk. And I think if I knock it down, it makes an alarm sound. Yeah, wow. Maybe that'll run the battery out.
It chirps.
Yeah.
By the way, we're walking right now for this introduction in just around my neighborhood, which is why there was a bit of traffic. Now we're getting into some residential, so first neighborhood mind walk. Mind walk for the switchback.
Yeah, and just in North Hollywood. And, we're going to maybe just go around the block. What are you thinking?
Yeah, let's go around the block once.
Cool.
There's a part where Sean's audio just completely cuts out, and it's just my audio.
Yeah, that's right.
But I think we're going to leave that in too.
Yeah.
You're just going to get whatever we caught that day is what you're going to get.
And that's this is the experiment this is our artistic experiment, is can people find something interesting in just the pure rawness of two gentlemen philosophers, gentlemen intellectuals, wandering the earth an hour and a half to 4 hours at a time.
Well, I'm thinking maybe not go around the block. I kind of want to let them get into it, right?
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
We could walk. We
could
talk.
I was going to suggest turning around earlier. Oh, Barney's like, oh, where are we going? I know. Are your paws hot, buddy? That's the only problem with the urban walk.
Yeah.
Is poor little Barney's got his hot paws. But yeah, Barney's even in this episode. I was going to leave him in the house.
Yeah.
For the intro, but I was like, oh, fuck it. Bring him along.
So any other notes about this upcoming switchback. That
Yeah, I
they're
mean,
gonna hear?
we meet some people on the trail. You may not be able to hear them very well, but you're hearing my one-sided conversation. Just that couple, right?
Nope, we met a guy with a couple dogs. We
that's
talked
right.
to some people when we got back up the hill.
Oh, yeah.
I guess we could intro it a little bit. Where are we going on that mind walk?
The
mind walk of the
Dominator,
past?
which is a shipwreck off of the Palo Verde Peninsula that y'all should go see. We'll go back there at some point because it's probably my favorite hike in the world. It's a coastal hike, so you start off on a kind of a cliff face, and you have to pick your way down, and then you have to rock hop for 2 miles, mile and a half, something like that.
Yeah, it's hard to remember because it was just so rocky that we weren't moving at a fast clip, but we were obviously. It was still a good hike.
Yeah, and then there's a big, just rusty piece of shipwreck, just right on the shore there that I think I told you. Rich Polysorbate 64 introduced me to. It's a pretty magical space. And as we were doing it, we realized that this is something that we can continue to do forever and ever and ever, and you shall be the beneficiaries of our eternal madness.
So you will be getting this episode for free as a trail moocher. Now, not all of you listening are trail moochers. Some of you are beautiful trail angels, I'm sure even by now, because you've gone onto our Patreon. But episodes like this, Switchback, and really, 3 out of the 5 published episodes a week, mind walks a week, are going to be behind the Patreon paywall. So if you're enjoying this and you want to hear more early mind walks, and you just want more, then become a trail angel. Give us $5 a month. Or join the capitalist dystopian nightmare for $9.99 and get extra video. And
kind of perfect that a tow truck with a fucking
a tractor
on the back
it, transporting the farm.
Yeah,
I mean, the farm was kind of the beginning of the agrarian dystopian
Yeah, exactly.
nightmare.
The first dystopian nightmare.
But and then of course there's the Barney Cadets for $12. But yeah, follow Mindwalk Pod on all social media. Mindwalk on iTunes and Spotify. It'll be coming to YouTube and SoundCloud and all the other places later. But we've already got it on Spotify and YouTube. Sorry, Spotify and iTunes. That we can say for sure.
Yep.
So
enjoy this Switchback episode of Mindwalk. Okay, and so it begins. And so I am just gonna start talking and walking. We're talking, we're walking, we're making a show. We're making a show. Making a show. We're making a show. It is my show. The royal we is me and Barney. Yeah. Then I have an adverse positive relationship with the audience before you've even started. It's not as if we couldn't cut this part out. It's like we have no control. We have no control.
Even if it gets cut out, you'll still know. It's still ruined.
I mean, I really do like the fanny pack with the mic coming out of it. For whatever reason, it just feels very like.
You're kind of like an intrepid reporter going out.
Guys, yeah. Yes, this cool. So I told you about Rich Polysorbate 64, right? He introduced me. We're going to go down over there. This is the path we're going to come up. That's why I like to park next to where we come up. But yeah, we're going to go down that path right there, just so we get a little more coverage of the coast. And yeah, there's some people down there already. Yeah. It's nice. Barney's already digging it. Cute little Barney. Oh, you're so cute, Barney. Don't go down there, Barney. We're going this way. He already like knows that there's ocean to be had. Not yet, bud. We're going over here. Come on, over here. He is eager. I've never seen him this excited to get going. I'm only just moving this way just to kind of lure him away from that path. I'm not trying to. I only started the podcast early to shame you. I'm kidding. Bird of prey, flying high. I can't
put this, even if I am
here, hold on.
I can't put it through the loop.
Here, I'll fix it.
So how do I?
Oh, now you can take over the show.
Well, just listen. Let's just listen to the beautiful sound of the ocean.
So it tends to go like this.
Shut up! We're listening to the beautiful sound of the ocean now.
Did you see what I did? So I take the thing off and then you go slip
Oh,
it
you
through
squeeze
there.
it.
Yeah.
I was missing the squeeze.
Squeeze.
So this is me with a mask. And this is me without a mask. I bet that one sounds better. It already sounds better.
Look at this beautiful fucking... Oh, my God. Oh.
It's a bird, by the way, for those of you at home.
Yeah, probably a hawk.
You have to be extra descriptive because they can't see what we're seeing.
That's true. Should we just switch mics now?
I'm holding the pack that is for your mic, and you have the fanny pack for the mic that I'm using.
We can never get too far away from each other. We have to just hike down the hill. That definitely feels like a Tim and Eric bit. You know what I mean?
This is the most efficient setup.
It is the most efficient setup.
Yeah.
'Cause
we both have so much power over one another in this dynamic.
Okay, so let's slowly move towards the trail. No, just kidding.
All right,
this is probably not on yet, right?
No.
So I would hook it just like right here, I guess.
All right.
Yeah, just as long as we get it away from your beard. You know, you don't want rustling from the beard. Yeah, I think it's good enough.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it's clear. It's beard clear.
It's beard clear. It's beard clear.
What about mask clear though? Yeah, because your mask tends to go. It also it tends to go. Yeah, just be careful. Just mindful of it.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I just need time to get my spatial.
So when I was watching Hamilton, I noticed that they all had wig mics. Just mics that came out of their wig. So you could probably put it up on your hat, maybe.
I'm gonna start record.
Yeah. Look at this cutie pie. You're just cute, Barney. That's all. Just cute. You have no substance. You're not smart. You're not capable.
All right. The timer is going. I'm presuming we're recording. I'll fix this, right?
Yep, I'm just going to make sure that, I'm still getting pretty decent audio levels here.
Yeah, I don't know. Is there a way for me to check my levels on this one?
I mean,
probably in the menu or something.
Yeah. You'll have a.
But I'm pretty sure.
Key
locked. No.
Yeah.
Key locked. No.
Do you want me to put my ear on it with my headphones?
Oh, that would work.
Yeah. Hey.
All right.
Hold on. Hold this. Yeah, I saw the energy there. I saw the energy.
Let's take this moment to thank Mr. Thomas Edison,
Right?
creator of recorded sound.
Crazy Asperger's guy. Okay, talk.
Hello, yeah, this is me. I'm talking on a mic.
I'm not hearing you.
Well, it could be the fact that the wire is completely destroyed there.
No, I know, but I could just barely hear it out of, not barely, I can hear it out of this ear.
All right, so you can't hear any micages? Any micages coming through the mic?
No, but it also, like you're saying, it may be my crappy headphones.
We need a second set to do a full verification. But yeah, I can't see any
audio levels.
Any audio level thing.
Let me see here.
I mean, it's also possible that
Still not hearing you.
I mean, it should be recording. That much I can say for sure.
It's. I can hear when I hit it.
Okay.
I can hear it.
Uh-huh.
I wonder if there's a way of boosting.
Well, hold on. Let me just for. Hello. What if I talk into it like this?
Yeah,
can you hear that?
I can hear you very well.
Oh, okay. So it's just not close enough.
Probably. Right. Or there's the audio monitoring on this is not great.
Uh-huh. So you hear it when it's really loud, but not when it's not?
Yes. And I don't think it's my headphones. It could be, though. I wish there was a way of just checking the audio levels.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
You hold that.
Yep, I'm going to hold this.
And now I'm going to go just in this mic. So how's this?
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you in the mic.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe if you want to, you could...
My beard does obstruct.
Maybe you could clip it on your glasses and point it down. Or you may even just have to hold it.
Oh, I don't want to have to do that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I could also try clipping it into my beard.
Yeah.
But then you might get beard noise. Beard waggle.
Yeah, a little bit.
Might be a little odd.
How about on your mask?
Well, hold on. Let me try.
How you doing? Oh.
Like how? I mean, I would want to like angle it down, right?
Yeah.
If I were gonna clip it to the. But then I'd have to clip it like that or something.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Try it on the. So it's not on the inside of glasses. Try it so it's on the outside of the glasses.
No, that won't work.
You just. Try it like this. See the glasses.
Oh, like in front of the glasses.
Yeah, just so it's at least aiming towards your mouth.
All right. Well, how does that sound? Does it sound like anything?
It's a little bit better, actually. Let me actually just. I'm not going to poke your eye. So I'll move it to the bottom of the glasses a little bit more. Oh my! I kind of like that rig, actually. Let me.
I mean, I have like a slight
this is
obstructing. It's a little annoying, but I get used to it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's either that or hold it, I think.
All right, I'll deal with it.
It's kind of cool looking. I gotta say, you look like a cyborg.
We'll give it a shot.
Cyborg.
There's plenty of time to find yet better rigs, but for today,
this is what we have. This is the free stuff that we borrowed from Warren and Eric. I can't remember Eric's name. But let's go down over here.
All right, we're going. We're doing it. Yeah. We're recording. Yeah,
we're recording. We've each got our individual.
Hey, how about this?
Oh yeah, let's.
I'll just do it here.
Did you hear that, guys? We're showbiz, showbizantine. You coming, bud? Good boy.
So where are we today?
So this is, we're going to see the Dominator. This is, I don't know exactly what this cove is called, but we're close to Lunata Point. Lunata Point's just over there. How's it going? Oh, a whole lot. So this is one of the famous points in Point Break. I forget what the name of this actual point is, but in Point Break they come down and they surf over here. There's a little surf hut down there. Yeah, we'll look it up on the map afterwards officially. But we're going to see the Dominator, right?
You were telling me it's like a shipwreck from 40 or 50 years ago or something? Is that right?
It was a shipwreck from 60 years ago. This is saying unstable cliff, but this is the way we used to go down all the time. Oh, I guess we got to go down that other trail. Huh. It's nice.
There's got to be a way down, right?
Yeah, no, we'll go down where we were over there. I feel like they're making that the official trail now. Somebody must have slid off of the side of the earth over there.
Now that you're in production mode, are you a little more cautious? Danger, unstable cliff, do not enter?
It was partially because I felt like we were being witnessed by that guy. He was giving us a little fucking stare, like, what are you guys doing? And, I think also because I'm holding a microphone.
Yeah, it does inhibit your balancing ability a little bit.
I don't want to... Because, that has already been... I invented my tiny billy goat step on that slope. You just have to take tiny little steps. But yeah, I think being in production mode is more going to be putting me in the mindset of I got this hand I have to deal with. I've got I don't mind the embarrassment of falling or maybe even dying on mic. That's like...
Well, it would be... I think we should get at least a few episodes in the can before you die on mic. We want people to actually hear it.
Yeah, right? Right? That's a very...
Don't blow your load all at once, Sean. Jeez.
Well... I mean, all you need is one...
Do you realize how traumatizing it would be for me if you died during this podcast recording, Sean?
I mean, right? We met on a grief-based podcast.
Is this really a good way to go?
Yep, this is the official trail. This is the one guys with fucking 11-foot surfboards walk down this part of the trail. It's a little tricky. I'm not saying it's easy, but this is also why I wanted to save this for the up, because it's a little bit easier kind of going uphill than it is downhill, but it's fine. But yeah, it's all shale, so it's pretty slidey.
How high would you say this cliff faces?
I'd say maybe 80 feet. And of course, Barney's walking right to the edge because he's a danger dog. Fucking danger dog. But he's also lower to the he's lower to the ground, so it doesn't look as far up for him by 4 or 5 feet. Yep, you got it, bud. Yeah, I actually kind of like how treacherous this is for our first audio experimentation. Because if we could do this, we could probably do anything, especially if we both have clip-on mics. Whew.
Yeah, I definitely feel privileged and advantaged with this clip-on mic as opposed to your handheld.
Well, and you get to look more like a cyborg. I just look like an NPR correspondent. And this is, for our listeners, the view of the beach. But it actually might behoove us even at some point just to get an ambient mic. Who knows? Just to have just an ambient mic, and especially if it can all go through one recording device somehow. I mean, I like this right now because we don't have to be tethered to each other.
Well, I think that's really important, actually.
Yeah. I mean, I love how we are analyzing even the
Oh, well, we have to.
Yeah. So we'll
How about the Barney mic?
Oh, I mean, I think all we need to do with a Barney mic is just record him one time for 10 minutes and then just loop that.
Hey, it's just a dog, right?
Yeah, exactly. You're going to get mostly the same shit.
But you were pointing something out over there?
Oh, yeah, we'll just go down over to where the bottom of that trail is over there.
Uh-huh.
Just because that's the typical way that we come down. Just because there used to be, like, this whole stretch would either have, used to be a car over there, like somebody dumped off the cliff. And then this is a nice area where bones of, like, sea lions will wash up.
So here's my thinking, right?
Yeah.
Or my podcast brain tuning in. So anytime we're pointing out features, it should be like that trail over there where you see where that those like green bushes are coming up. Like add a little bit of
more detail,
visual description, so you can kind of see it as you're describing it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Also, I mean, at some point, we probably could add I'm just saying a GoPro, just to have it as if we wanted to collect stills from it later on.
Well, I mean, if you just had a GoPro on your head, then you could just be seeing us hiking.
Yeah.
I mean, that as we're talking.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that's the bonus content. Maybe they get access to the GoPro cam.
Yeah, maybe. I still feel like if you're going to do that, you might as well give some of it away for free so they know what they're missing.
Sure. I think you put it up on YouTube. The highlights are like a fast-forwarded version on YouTube as like a marketing thing. But then the full regular length version you could sync up and do like a watch and listen.
I don't know. I still feel like I want to give if that happens.
Yeah.
Then I want to give them like
a taste.
Here's the full experience, but if you want more of the full experience, then you give us money.
Yeah.
So it's like here's the video and the audio. If you want more video and audio, just come and get more. More.
More. If you like this, we got more of that. I guess we could try going down here. Yeah. Seems all right. Go for it, bro. Go for it, buddy. You got it. Good boy. Good, Barney. Yeah, he's going through the brambles. He's completely engulfed in this coastal kind of almost like a very soft. I don't know what this plant is. It's very soft, though. It's not like the brambles we've experienced in the past.
No, yeah. It's very soft.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this.
It has like a rosemary-like structure.
Yeah.
But it's not rosemary, obviously.
Like a fur to it.
Let's take a whiff.
Got a lobster trap here.
No, it doesn't smell like much.
Oh, got a dead seagull. A lobster trap.
Well, I got to take a picture of that fence right there.
Right? Lot 094. Oh, and by the way, I've got until 7 o'clock today. So if we want to explore, if we want to just keep going and going and going.
All right.
We got time.
That's great to hear.
Get out of there, Barney. Barney wants to roll around in the dead seagull. Yeah, this is one of my favorite landscapes because, again, I love kind of destruction.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah, destruction's one of my favorite artistic metaphors. Yeah, getting started on a podcast. Like I have a rock at home that's like this, kind of, and I've been using it as a pen holder for years. Right? Isn't that a great pen holder?
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, this is probably my favorite hike in the world.
Really?
Part of one of the reasons why it's my favorite hike in the world, not only the Dominator, but also just I love the subducted California coast. Like the fact that there's all of this fucking kelp and seaweed and I'm going to move up just a little bit. All this kelp and seaweed and all these kind of like
we sneak in like just under where my hat kind of.
Yes, master.
Like right in this zone here.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
It's like we're both wearing the hat. Ay, caramba! Ay, 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 ay! Arriba!
This sombrero, as you know now, like, pass enough people, it will get compliments.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually, I will say this. It is like a good sombrero. It is like crafted, and it feels like something that, not necessarily that a mariachi would wear, because those are usually velvet covered, but it feels like it's got enough kind of structure and quality to it that you could wear it in a lot more circumstances than just picking beans, in the field or whatever.
Well, I definitely feel it's the right size. It's like big enough that it's definitely like, that's a big sombrero, but it's not absurdly large.
Well, no, but you're getting a full shoulders width of shade.
Yeah, man.
We
need to bring these things back big time. I mean,
fuck yeah. Oh, did you see that guy at the top of fucking Mount Hollywood yesterday? That he had all wicker. He had a wicker hat.
Yeah, the wicker bag
case.
and the yeah. I like that.
I was like,
dude.
oh yeah, stick to a theme. And that stuff is probably durable and lightweight and, does the job. And it's all themed, and it doesn't feel like commercial. There was no branding on it. It felt crafted. Oh yeah, so what are the reasons why I love...
Hold up. But yes, one of the reasons you love?
The California coast, or at least this part of the California coast that I grew up in, is, we're part of a subducted fault line, right?
Yeah.
So basically what's happening is this plate that we're on right here, that is Rancho Palo Verde Peninsula, is being crushed by the Pacific plate. And in the... So there's literally a giant ridge about 2 miles out there that just goes from and the reason why we have such amazing surf is because there's all that pressure from the water, but then it stops at that ridge, and it just kind of like that energy continues up to the coast. So the violence, the fucking cliffs, the kind of all of the way in which all of this stuff is just like kind of like broken and kelpy and worn out. I think there's a nice beach up here down the way. Oh man, it's to me it's just look at that. It looks like a snake.
Well, what is it?
It's just
a branch?
Piece of wood, a piece of branch, distorted by nature.
Well, yeah, the ocean does wonderful things to. I mean, the ocean is a destructive force, a creative force, but yeah, wherever the land meets the sea is a very. I mean, it's a creative place, and the reason why you get such interesting features from my. This is not a very scientific explanation, but it's scientific enough.
It's scientific adjacent.
I mean, you've got the dry land, you've got the wet sea, you've got a lot of motion around these waves, and it's like any place where two, I don't know if biome is the right word, but any place where like two different, why can't I think of the word?
Two environments?
Yeah, two very different environments. That meeting point.
Two biological niches?
Yeah, but physical. Just also just the water and the rocks. Like,
I'm actually
when they collide, there's going to be an area in between the two where it's like you're not deep in the land yet, you're not deep out at sea. You're in this place in the middle, this transitional point. And where that transitional point happens, there's a lot of transfer of energy and a lot of like weird middle ground that happens, like the beach itself.
I feel like this is fish.
Yeah.
You want to take a picture of it?
Oh, I got one from before.
Oh, of a lobster?
I got a lobster shell earlier.
Okay, I'm actually gonna take off my shoes and wade into the ocean. Just a little bit here.
I'm having some mic trouble.
Mic positioning trouble?
It's starting to like flip out like that,
Okay. Well, maybe I'd say one of the things you could do, yeah, exactly, find a more firm spot for it.
That's what I'm trying.
Yeah.
I want it to be firm, but also like. I mean, maybe that. We'll try that.
All right. Seems all right. So I'm not going to get my phone or our microphone wet, but I am going to go into the water. I was thinking at first I was going to put down the pack and go in, but I think it's funner to just go. Oh my God. Oh, I mean, I think by the end of the day, I am going to get fully in.
I'm embarrassed to say it, but I'm too lazy to want to take off my shoes and my socks and then go in the water.
I get it.
And then have wet feet for the remainder of the hike.
Part of, though, I'll say this, though, part of it for me was like, I almost feel like, you know, did we talk about laying pipe and exploring the room?
Laying pipe
and exploring the room. So, like, sometimes it's like, okay, we're walking down the hill, you're laying pipe. But then exploring the room for me is like, okay, I'm going to take off my shoes and get in the ocean and just explore this space as much as possible.
No, you should.
Yeah.
I'm partly not doing it also out of intentional contrast.
Sure. No, I say, like, one of the reasons why I love this particular space so much, you know, like you grew up in Southern California, and you know how important the fucking beach is.
Yeah.
This is
the
just
beach is like central to me. It's like part of your soul, right?
Yeah, part of your soul. I'd say like it is, except for maybe museums, the most spiritual spot for me is a beach. Museums are pretty powerful, concerts, but yeah, like this is where, if there was a God, he would be visiting us right now. Oh yeah, and I did take a tiny little microdose today, so maybe that might be influencing.
You seem pretty normal to me, but good to know.
Yeah, right. I mean, I'm saying I feel like I'm at the peak of its effect right now.
Oh yeah, you better enjoy that ocean then.
Right.
I mean, I'm enjoying it too. Even the smell is just wonderful.
Yeah, and again, like there's, you know, we know it's part of it is the seaweed is rotting, but that kind of there's a beauty in that decay smell. Oh man, this is amazing. Oh man, I'm so glad we did this. And oddly enough, like, I think the recording is adding a layer of, you know, je ne sais quoi.
Well, definitely heightens the focus a little bit.
Yeah.
It also makes me, like, horribly self-aware when I can't find the right word, and I'm like, God damn it, this is fucking dead air. I sound like a fucking idiot. But I want to relax about that a bit, because I want to embrace the meandering nature of the mind walk. I wanted to ask you.
Get on your knee if you're going to ask.
I wanted to ask you, it may feel a little bit ham-fisted, but I think for our inaugural episode, I thought I'd say, you know, mind walk. Why mind walk? What does it mean to you, and what is it about?
And I think we can always return.
Oh, yes.
Return to the central thesis, the central premise.
Yeah, and I'll of course, reciprocate. I'm not merely putting you on the spot, but I thought it would be worthwhile to dive into the subject of the mind walk and what it's about and what we're trying to do here. I was going to look for a place to
sit to put my shoes on, but I'm going to just go right here. Watch out, bud.
Yeah, well, I guess, you know, we can't really talk about the mind walk unless we're actually walking. I'd say that is something.
Yeah. Oh, no.
See, Sean is now doing the part that I was avoiding earlier.
Which is?
Like having to put the shoes and socks back on.
Oh, yeah.
But he got the benefit of going into the ocean.
Man, my feet are going to be dirty and wet.
Yeah. Well, you could
Well, it's getting a little...
It's just very rocky.
Yeah. It's getting a little pokey and rocky. See, that's... Having the pinned mic.
Yeah.
That's the advantage. Now I'm going to have to figure out how to put on a sock and shoe while also narrating.
Yeah, and I could, like, hold the mic for you, but it's way more fun to see you try to deal with it.
Yeah, no, that's it. Even like that. This is better sand to me, this kind of sand, than what I experience at most beaches. Like, I just like the grit of the sand at this beach.
Well, all of these stones of Some of them are the size of a fist, other are the size of like a toe. Some of them are as big as your head. Like, that's just grit of yet another size. It's all just sand, different sizes of particle of sand.
And I suppose one of the selling points of the white beach sand is like the uniformity of the sand that you will experience while you're on our commercial beach or whatever. Like, you don't have to worry.
Well, it's comfy. You can walk around in it. And there's no... take the clay balls at We Spa. What part of what makes it great is that uniformity.
But also, I suppose one of the reasons why people would like the salt is because there is a jaggedness to it.
Oh, yeah, for people who are into that.
Yeah. Like, I will say this. I would never have imagined, and we're not profitable with this yet, but there was a part of me when I was coming here, I've been coming here for 30 years. Holy shit. That was like, oh, how can I make this the thing that is the source for me?
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's obviously an emotional source, for sure. But can it be a revenue source?
Ka-ching!
Ka-ching! Get paid for what you love. I love nothing.
Well, you do want to get paid for nothing. Who doesn't?
I mean, I suppose if we were to go to the theme of class, if there is a theme of class, that's basically what all investors aspire to do, right?
Yeah. Make your money work for you, right? It's like, I've got this money, so if I let you hold on to my money and play with it, then you just pay me for the privilege of playing with my money, and then you can make money with my money, but because I'm loaning you the money and giving you access to the money, you have to give me some of the money that you make off of my money.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just good business. It's just good. I don't know why I want to combine Byzantine and business. It's just good Byzantineness. I suppose Byzantine is one of my favorite words.
Well, it also means something that is one of your favorite
topics.
Modalities, which is another one of your favorite words. You like it a bit jagged. You like it a bit intentionally hamstrung, self-hamstrung.
Yes! It's got a historical reference to it. It's there's a maze-like quality to the word. The word itself is a Byzantine nightmare of letters. And probably one of my favorite epochs in history was Byzantium, the Byzantine Empire. I can't really think of very many things about it right now, but when I studied it, I was like, oh, these people are pretty groovy. They were like Eastern Orthodox, right? Something like that.
Something like that. I don't know. I forget.
Yeah, me too. But something to look up. So do you want to launch into your story?
No, I want to have you answer the mind walk.
Oh, mind walk, because now that we're mind walking. So I think part of it is my brain sometimes works better when I'm moving. I'm a pacer. So when mobile phones kind of made their break on the market, and I could walk around everywhere and talk on the phone, oh, it was amazing. I don't know why so many jobs require you to just sit down and do the job. It seems like it's such a bad way of getting mental resources out of people. But I suppose there wasn't the ability to, put somebody in front of a computer while they're walking a rocky shore. We haven't had that technology. It has not broken big yet. But yeah, I think my brain works much more creatively. And even this landscape, right?
Yeah.
This is one of the primal landscapes that's formed by personality. Like you're saying, these I call these ankle breakers, right? The size of this particular size of rock is almost perfectly sized to trip you up if you're not careful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where, bigger boulders, you're going to have to kind of like move over them. And then sand, you could just walk freely. But this is a Byzantine landscape that births thinking about difficult thoughts and being able to kind of like almost like just thinking about the way the water breaks on the coast. It's like there are hard ways of thinking, and if you can kind of remember the flow or the pattern, there are ways of getting out of those hard thoughts. There's ways of kind of like, not being kind of beholden to a certain smooth path that the culture has laid out for us. It's just, it's a smooth path to your death. You're born, you slide right out of your mom's vagina, just slide right into the fucking grave. And that's what they want, just a smooth experience. Oh, don't worry about that. We're going to play a Disney movie for you. Oh, then we're going to play some Britney Spears music, and you're just going to slide right from one hole to the next.
I don't know. I think I'll challenge that a little bit. I think there's a strong indoctrination that goes around saying, actually, it should be very hard because the hard work is what brings the value, but really the hard work is just the capitalist method of extraction of your value.
Yeah.
They're conditioning you to be like, oh, if you're not suffering, then you're not really working hard, and you really need to be suffering and working hard, and you can only really get the comforts, once you've got the big money. But then there's this illusion,
yes,
that the people with the most money are also doing the most work, and yet they're also, got the yacht too, so they're on the vacation too.
Yeah.
So, of course,
experience.
They're not really. I mean, I'm not one of those people, but
again,
I'm not Jeff Bezos, so I don't know how much work he actually does. But there's no doubt that he's being compensated completely disproportionately.
Yeah, I still think
to his
that
labor.
What I'd say, like, if we're going to talk about metaphors, I still think that struggle is smoothed out, meaning like, it's almost like going to the gym to do a workout. It's like, oh, I'm going to go into this work, folks, because that's not like if you're you're working at a marketing firm or whatever, and it's like, your boss is a bit of a jerk. You're still in an office dealing with office shit. It's still a smooth surface, a smooth interface. And yes, there is struggle built into it, but these are these interpersonal kind of like, feather ruffling environments that nobody is really getting. Nobody fucking walks into your workplace and fucking punches you in the face if you have a differing opinion. It's like we've been so accustomed to like off-gassing conflict through lawyers and
right.
So to me, it's again like whatever. I'd say coming from my background, but coming from a person who was raised around people who would punch you if they had a disagreement with you. Luckily, I've only been punched once. I mean, punched once outside of martial arts or whatever. And that shit hurt.
Yeah, where'd it hit you?
Just bam in my face. And it was just some fucking dude who thought I was hitting on his girlfriend.
Oh, well, isn't that a tale as old as time?
Yeah. He didn't go full force, but it was enough for me to be like, oh shit.
Ooh, doggos, double
Right?
dog, triple dog.
Triple dogs.
Oh, they're coordinated.
Oh.
A coordinated strike against
Right?
Barney. Barney was not ready.
He was not. But this guy was pulling a Barney on Barney.
Look, I also just want to talk about, look, we got 3 dogs, 3 different sizes.
Yeah.
1 blonde, 1 brown, 1 black. It's like the full trio of dog.
There's 3
Like
different
if this was a
archetypes.
Disney animated series, there would clearly be these 3 dogs. So all the people with all the different sizes and different colors hair could all go, that's the one I associate with. I'm that one.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely Barney. For sure.
There's no doubt about that.
Look at, so this is somebody made a little camp here. A little area that they can...
you have made camp here?
No, I'm saying this is obviously an area that has been industrialized, has been altered into a human habitat.
Well, it's got a loose, rocky perimeter. You can enter, big rocks on the perimeter, a wall, if you will.
Yeah,
but then it's got shade
some
from
shade
whatever that plant, bamboo. Is that bamboo?
I mean, it's bamboo, but it looks like corn, huh?
But it's growing up there, and so you get shade from one side. It's on the cliff side, so you don't necessarily get much more shade than you would otherwise get from the cliff, but you'd get some. And also the sand that's within this encampment is much finer, so it's more comfy.
More comfy. I think we should let this guy have his privacy.
Well, we're not hiking over there?
No, well, this is as far as I wanted to come anyways. The Dominator's over there.
Oh, you just wanted to explore this side
just
of it.
get this end.
Sure.
Yeah. I don't think. I mean, I might have been around that point at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But we're here for the Dominator, right?
Yep.
Yeah. This feels like a good, far enough southern place to go. Don't want to impede on Dogman's dogging, as with our announcery-like voices as we're coming through the rye. But yes.
Well, I've also found that, for sure, walking while thinking, huge.
Huge.
From in high school, I had have a friend who we've spoken to, or I've spoken to you about many times, Chris, and we would walk around the field at school, and we would just talk. I enjoy pacing with the phone as well. I think there's definitely something to that, sort of that parallelism, sort of a harmony of the working of the mind and the working of the body. To your cubicle point.
Preach, brother. Preach.
So your mind is trying to find the right word. Your mind is trying to find the concept, and not just thinking, but also articulating the concept. And articulating can obviously be very difficult. But just as you're stepping over things and sort of navigating the terrain and sort of seeing, well, how do I put this here? How do I make the path there? That's all happening in your brain at the same time. So for some people, I don't know, sometimes it feels like a distraction.
Well,
I have to take some time to manage this land, and I can't focus 100% of my energy on my thinking. But I think in the aggregate, it actually gives my mind more freedom and more, maybe not just freedom, but sort of strength and focus.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
To find what it is I'm trying to say on the walk.
And also the ability to, let's say, disregard. Let's say you were saying, maybe you can't find the perfect word. And it's okay.
Yeah.
Because then there'll be another foothold that you can make. Your next step is your next opportunity to create a strong foothold.
Also, as you're moving through space, you just have the ability to encounter stuff, and that is going to, whether it becomes the subject that you're discussing directly or not,
or divergent,
it's still going to be sort of recontextualizing your brainscape.
It's funny. I chose us to
reshaping
go
your brainscape.
I chose us to go up the path a little bit rather than next to the ocean.
Yeah.
because I wanted to pick faster through our conversation. You know what I mean? Like I was like, oh, I know if we're near the shore, which we will be, it's going to maybe not make us as thoughtful, or we're going to be distracted by nature. You know,
maybe
I made a slight on the fly conscious choice. But yeah, it's the landscape, it's the terrain. And will this terrain that we're on like affect the conversation?
Well, it has to.
Yeah, it has to. And that's fucking situationism. Do you know what this?
No, but it sounds like I have a grasp of the concept just based on the name of situationism.
Yeah, Guy Debord, and I can't remember what détourment is what he used to call it. So he'd like wander the streets of Paris.
Okay.
And when he got to a corner, he'd just flip a coin, heads this way, tails this way. And he'd just do that, for hours on end, just to let his mind kind of like make new associations.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like a great idea.
He was actually kind of a revolutionary. He was kind of getting people to try to break out of the, he called it the either the age of spectacle or the something of spectacle. But we were like all caught up in this kind of capitalistic spectacle that was distracting us from being ourselves, from connecting with each other, having good sex, like he was saying that, ooh, this looks like Monk's The Scream.
Oh, yeah.
I have to read up more on this guy, but, and I think I want to say he died young of lung cancer because he smoked his whole life.
Yeah, it happens.
He was one of those people that just didn't mind living a short, impactful life. I ain't one of those guys. I want to live a long, languid, maybe there's some impact, maybe there's not. I feel like you lost the monk side of it.
I'm working on it.
But yeah, he's kind of one of my intellectual heroes. I definitely have to read up more on him and maybe send you some articles. Society of the Spectacle, that's the name. That's his big book. Guy Debord. And he was a filmmaker too. Like he made films that he was expecting people would watch his films and start a revolution.
It's been known to happen.
Yes. Though I will say this, like if you think of this, the capitalist impulse to basically absorb anything that is a threat to it, like documentaries, especially like social documentaries, were these ways for like, look at how bad it is for these people. We can do something about it. Now there's so many of them. Mm-hmm. It's like we're lost in a landscape of just like everything's terrible.
Well, it's almost like an alternate reality porn.
Yes.
It's like, for the price of admission, you can
experience.
Imagine what it would be like to live in a different system.
Yeah. See, I think the first time I saw a dead sea lion was like right here. Like, I still have I have his scapula at my house. I came here and he was like a big rotting, bloated corpse, and then I keep coming over, weeks or months or whatever, and eventually he turned into just a dried bag of bones. And I grabbed his scapula. Part of the reason I grabbed his scapula is because I feel like a scapula infers kind of mammalian uprightness. A certain kind of like mobility, front of body mobility.
I don't know what a scapula is.
It's this. You're basically the bone, the wing bone.
Was it like that triangular bone that kind of sticks out?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
Yeah. But also the skull was taken by that point. Otherwise, I would have taken the skull. But like
you found a skeleton?
Yeah, a sea lion skeleton.
That's right, the sea lion skeleton.
So, yeah, came down and I don't know, he just died on the shore or whatever, got swept ashore, and then over weeks coming back here hiking, he just slowly got decayed, and eventually I just took a piece, and it's on my altar at home.
A piece of death.
And somebody has told me that it's illegal to farm bones, and I'm like,
it's illegal to farm bones.
Like you're not you're not supposed to go and take the bones of an animal that's died.
Oh, but that's like they don't need it anymore.
No, but again, I think it's a way of
that's an indictment of all of capitalism. But you can't farm bones. What? Then you can't.
Well, but again, I think it was a way of discouraging poaching.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
But ultimately, if I found
I don't know, something about bone, just because it's, the death of the bone.
Yeah.
And also the problems with agriculture notwithstanding, the life-giving of farming.
Yeah.
That bone farming just has a really awesome kind of feeling to it.
Bone farmer, he farms them bones.
And them bones ain't growing this season.
Yeah. We got some more killing to do. Maybe we'll get more bones. Bone farmer. Bone farmer. Actually, I know a lot of, I'll just call them bone farmers, for lack of a better term, like my friends that live up at the ranch. A lot of them are amateur, kind of taxidermists,
I made the wrong move trying to walk on this
mushy
seaweed, the drying seaweed.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting because it looks like there's an overpopulation of sea urchin going on.
Oh yeah, that is the case.
Yeah, I think that
apparently there's a lot of sea urchin going around, which should be great
for Japanese restaurants
and for me because
that's my favorite. Yeah,
I eat Japanese restaurants.
No,
because I love the taste of some urchin.
Oh, uni's my favorite.
So yeah, let's make it cheap and bountiful.
Abundant.
And I think it's kind of necessary because I think, if I'm not mistaken, this overpopulation of urchins is becoming a bit of a problem, and their predators are, I think, do sea lions eat urchins? Is that a thing?
Yeah, I think they do. I've seen
that you mentioned a dead sea lion.
I think that the sea lions. Oh no, maybe that wasn't sea urchins, but whatever this plant is.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But
nevertheless,
the same color.
The sea urchin situation is happening. Oh, little note. So the mind situation. Walk.
Yes.
So the vowel sounds I and ah are the same vowel sounds of Mike and Sean.
Ooh, look at that! I love that. I was also going to say, it's like we're potentially in a mind field.
Ah,
yes.
minefield.
Yes. Who knows what we will step in and blow your fucking mind?
Well, the podcast title for that it was going to be when I was thinking of doing a similar sort of podcast idea, walking and talking.
Yeah.
With Chris was going to be The Field.
Oh, yeah. It's good.
And I think it's a great title. But as much as we're talking about Mind Walk, I mean, Mind Field, it does have that fun, explosive quality to it.
Yeah, and it's a possibility. I don't mind it, and we could mine it for more ideas. I also, though, love the affinity with that movie.
Oh, there's a movie, Mindfield?
No, Mind Walk. I'm saying.
Wait, you like or you don't like the affinity?
I like the affinity that we're doing something similar. I feel like Mindfield might be just a little bit too clever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it possible to be too clever?
By the way, we can have sub-categories of episode.
Yeah.
For example, class traders could be a sub-episode categorization.
Yeah. Or themes that come up, like mind walk.
Yeah.
Could be a theme that comes up. Class traders. Theme.
Man, I had a really good name for some other kind of sub-episode, but let's just say it's Mindfield for now.
Yeah.
We may, I'm sure, as we're editing, find that we have some interactions that are not really long enough to be an episode, but just a fun little
dollop, a little mind
call
dollop.
and response, or just a weird thing happens, or Barney goes and does something crazy, or whatever it is. And we could have episodes that are composed, or episodes that comprise
by the way,
just a bunch of really short vignettes, like a 15-second one, a 20-second one, and just kind of leaps around.
By the way, this is right here. This is my very favorite hiking terrain. Like the big boulders that are almost subsumed by water. They're the trickiest because maybe they'll have a little bit of moisture on them. What about also we have chapters Capitalist Dystopian Nightmare.
Well, that's a whole other project.
That is, but I still think that we could use the podcast as the repository for those beats or those elements.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so an episode format that's a bunch of all sort of the little trimmings that don't fit anywhere else, all compiled into one place.
Yes. Well, and I love that you're getting into the idea of the whole buffalo, because as much as I don't want to do much editorial, if possible,
yeah,
the fact is, if we did have, let's say, a producer or an editor or somebody, on payroll, whatever, that's looking at these, then we could just instruct them to find these things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm personally not all that interested in editing, but I can and I will.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way. We'll have to figure that out. I mean, there's also the work of...
transcription?
Oh, well, that's a whole other thing. I was just going to say...
Yeah, but we could just send it out for transcription.
Upload to... Oh, shoot. I'm okay. Not a fan.
Of these big rocks?
Well, not a fan of slipping.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not a fan, but I know it's part of the story. Oh, yes. This is I've spent so much time on these rocks. And, maybe they're the same rocks as 30 years ago. This one definitely is. But I just have such a familiarity with this terrain. It is... I mean, now you can understand my personality, kind of, huh?
Sean, I already knew that.
Now you can see deep into the crags.
Well, what I mean to say is that I can... This is very obviously, to me, knowing you, a kind of terrain you would like very much.
Oh, I'm loving it. I'm loving this so much right now.
And I hate it!
Yeah,
no,
right.
It's not that strong. It's a bit challenging, but, I like the change of not really pace exactly.
Well, yeah, it's a different. It's definitely a different pace. But we've had hikes that had this pace, but because of brambles or not this kind of specific rock hopping energetic.
Is this going to be the nature of the hike for hours?
No, just until we get around the bend here. This is probably just the most difficult.
I just wanted to mentally prepare myself.
Yeah, I'd say probably another 15, 20 minutes of this.
But yeah, so as far as the editing goes, so there's the editing, but there's also the uploading and descriptor and...
Yeah.
So that is...
That's
if I had to choose between the two, I would probably lean towards wanting to take that on.
Oh, gotcha.
I get the file and then I just I I upload it. I put the tags on. I make the art for it.
Yeah, and the truth is, I'm actually a very good editor, and if I have the right tool and I'm familiar enough with it, I'm a very fast editor. We just have
also, I'm going to be editing your book. A lot of my editorial mind is going to be going towards that.
Sure.
We'll work it out.
Yeah. I mean, but this is really just
Sean, I can barely hear you when you get too far ahead of me.
Gotcha. This is really just test pod number 1.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know that, especially for the purpose of not having to repeat ourselves.
Yeah.
What did you say?
No, I kind of like, though, that this ability for us to be almost out of earshot. Almost. And still in our listeners' head.
Right.
Be right there. Be right there.
That's true. That's funny. The space has collapsed.
Yes. In digital land. First, turn it all into ones and zeros.
Okay, so you want to hear a story about Trump golf course?
Yes.
So what is the official name of that golf course again?
Donald Trump National something, golf something. I saw it. I can't remember, but National is definitely part of the title.
And it's here in Southern California on the Pacific Coast, right?
Yes.
So, that golf course used to be called Ocean Trails.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That feels big. Woo! I
mean, I'm pretty sure that that's the same damn golf course. There aren't actually that many coastal golf courses.
No, yeah.
And I saw the clubhouse, and I'm like, yeah, that's the clubhouse. I've been in that clubhouse.
Oh, shit!
But not when it was Donald Trump's magical beach golf land, but rather when it was Ocean Trails. Because...
Your family?
My best friend...
Oh, okay.
Certainly among my best friends, and definitely my, I guess you could say my best friend at the time. This is when I was in middle school.
You all right, bud?
The sugar man himself, the Zuckermans. So my friend's father and his brother. So I guess, yeah. They were, in business together making this golf course.
Oh, shit!
Making Ocean Trails.
Holy shit! These are your people! We've reinvaded your land!
Exactly. So the Zuckermans were making the golf course, and it was beset with all kinds of troubles.
We're an hour and 4 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. I said that out loud, Sophie. We needed to pull this story out for whatever reason. Okay. So it's beset upon by troubles.
Yeah. The most significant of which was, it might have been the 18th hole, but like one of the holes, there was a landslide and it literally fell into the ocean after it was constructed.
I vaguely remember that. It's also like one of these things where, like, because this is all a patchwork of protected coasts and it's the subducted, kind of thing, it's like, it's always under this kind of like quasi-government kind of scrutiny and protection. So I think I'd heard something about that. So the 18th hole slipped off into the mists.
Right, which is just so poetic,
Yeah.
It slipped off into the ocean, so they had to then, now we got to, reconstruct it somehow. And it was one of these, we've got this beautiful dream. I mean, a golf course right on the ocean. It's going to be just, amazing, right?
Yeah.
And, my friend was, the friend in question, was quite a golfer himself in his youth. Still does golf, but he was really, really good for his age. So there was a promotional shot of him, I remember in some local newspaper when those still existed, there was a picture of him in the follow through of his shot, looking out into the ocean.
Oh Oh, that was close. Yeah.
After the swing, this idyllic sort of concept. But in any case, so there was the 18th hole in the green, in the ocean, and then I don't know all the details of it, but the father and the uncle, the two, in business together, had some kind of massive disagreement, falling out, backstabbery. I think the story goes that one of them made a deal without the other's knowledge or permission.
Yep.
Something like that.
Yep.
And this just created just like... And it's so funny because I'd seen pictures of the two of them standing there, holding the golf clubs like we're the team. We're in Local Golf Magazine. We're going to make this amazing course, But then next thing you know, they're at each other's throats. And there's just tons of bad blood. And there's like legal battles.
Yeah.
Just so much energy spent on legal battles. Just years of legal shit. And just family bonds just broken.
Yes.
And then somewhere along the line, Donald Trump, President of the United States of America, of course he wasn't president at the time, but Donald Trump, or at least the Trump brand, or he licensed the brand. I don't know how all that Trump stuff works, but one way or another, Donald Trump's name is now on that golf course.
He fucking loves that shit. That's what he's doing to America. He's bringing down the value so he can just fucking own it. He's fucking taking all the value out of it so he can just fucking sell it off to the highest goddamn bidder. Because that's what he does. That's what fucking businessmen fucking do. It's just business. No, fuck you. It's just business. Now, I wonder if Mr. Trump or his organization or people adjacent to him maybe figured out a way of fomenting some of this against these, I wouldn't doubt it, given how Machiavellian they all are.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't...
It's a lot of money, baby. It's a lot of money.
I'm not going to speculate on the particulars of the family dynamic thing, just out of respect for my friends and their family.
Yeah, but I'd love to.
But as a general principle,
yeah, I
completely agree that would be something that they would do. I mean, yeah, when you try and make deals, I heard this about like this is a way that, like this is a Chinese business negotiating strategy. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like you rent out a hotel room, and rent out some conference space. And you have, in one room, it's like you got the Americans, right? Or perhaps you have one company or one country or whatever. And then like in the other room, you have like the other country or company or whatever. And the rooms are right next to each other. They can't hear each other. But they're like right there.
Yeah.
And then the negotiator on the Chinese side will just be like, all right, I'm going to walk into this room and I'm going to negotiate with you. And then I'm just going to like walk into the next room and negotiate with them. And, it takes on some of that prisoner's dilemma situation, right?
Yep, absolutely.
And just sort of this big flex of like, look, we're pitting you against each other. We're holding the cards, we're making the deals, they're right there, you're right here, who's going to give us the deal? Just that heightened environment,
Yep.
Like, we're not even trying to play like, oh, we're your friend, we're just showing you up front, man. We're playing you against each other.
Yes.
Plain and simple. Oh, look at this. You'd like this object here.
Oh, yo, that's the beginning of it.
It's the beginning.
This is the first piece of the Dominator.
So tell me what this thing is. It looks like some kind of corkscrew-like thing.
Oh, man.
Rusted
so this feels,
over...
it looks like, I'd say like a transmission. Like if you were a car, it looks like a transmission. But it's really some kind of... It's like a Yeah, it's like it's almost. I'll call it a transmission for lack of a better term, but it's where a lot of kind of gears and mechanisms come together somehow, some way. But it's just a big piece of fucking rusty apparatus. And look at that face. Oh, I would love to drag this out here. That's probably like a 70-pound fucking thing. And it's got that. There's like a fish stuck in the crevice there. Oh. This is my baby, the Dominator. Maybe that's all that's left of it. Maybe this is the last.
I don't want to take it. I want to leave it here for someone else to discover the first marker.
For sure. It's also like 70, 80 pounds. It's going to be a bitch.
But yeah, look at that thing. What a rusty piece of but it's like rusted, but not in a brittle way. It's like caked over.
Yeah. Just from the ocean, just like patina. This is, I'd say, the strongest thematic, artifact, artistic, like that is so much what I'm interested in beauty-wise. Like that right there. Like
so you take that sort of destroyed, degrading, halfway between its original human object and converting back into nature, and then put it in one of your favorite settings, or perhaps your favorite setting, the beach, and combine those aesthetics. So, of course, it's going to be like, this is the perfect thing, because it's taking the thing you love and the other thing you love, and it's putting them together and letting them mingle, and like that's what you get.
And you find it. It's a thing you find, you happen upon. Yeah. You know, it's a gem. You know, a little, just like a. It's also like, to me, I'll just say it like this: the universe winking. They're going like, "Oh, you guys think you're gonna live? Ha ha! You're gonna die, motherfucker! You know, I shall destroy all of you. I mean, I gave birth to all of you, and I'm gonna destroy all of you."
Yeah.
That is the epitome of my aesthetic, right there. I don't know. How do you? I suppose like an audio recording over time can decay and
of course it does. Even all of our digital recordings, they may last a very long time, but they would eventually decay, right?
No, but even let's say if some alien race came here in 10,000 years and could like put its alien fingers in our hard drives and be like, you know, we get the media, and could it interpret our various ones and zeros to rebuild our culture?
I would imagine so.
Yeah, right?
I mean, we've been able to do that with other more, for lack of a more PC word, you know, primitive technologies.
Yes.
And then we're like, well, how do we... It's not data like on a hard drive, but it's still like a process like, how do we extract this data, you know?
Yeah.
Or like these cuneiform tablets.
Yeah.
And we have to like spend all this time translating them. And then... I love these crabs, too, that we're seeing kind of like scuttling around.
That's what I was going to say. That was the metaphor I was going to be like, we're on this could be a brain landscape right now. It's not as mushy as a real brain. You're a good boy, Barney.
Well, the Earth, how about this metaphor? The Earth is a giant brain that we're walking on.
Yes.
And through.
Yes. And I was going to say, like, I'm the crab scrabbling through the crevices. I love my adventure dog Barney. He's just down for this. He's just like, if that's where we're going, I'm going. I'm going with you guys. You're a good boy, Barney. There she is. I see her.
Now here's the other part of it, Sean, is that once the aliens stick their finger in the hard drive, the superhuman hard drive, and they're, sifting through the eons of video, audio, and, just ones and zeros.
And this message is one of them.
You know, there's so much. Yes, this is one of them, and it just sticks out. It shines like a beacon. And they go, oh, this is the human experience.
Yes.
It's two white men on a beach with a dog. This is what humanity is all. Holy shit, look at that.
Describe what you see.
Well, I see, just a beautiful rusty orange color. Clearly a mechanical It's big. I can't really tell how big it is from here, but it's going to be like as big as me at least.
Yeah.
Much bigger.
And I'll tell you, this was the size of a fucking ship.
And
this,
it's like...
It looks like this is all that's left of it.
It's got like a semicircle on top, a half dome, if you will. And it's got like some kind of bar that's going across the horizontal part of the cylinder, the lengthwise of the cylinder. And it's almost like these crags of metal that are kind of sticking out of it.
Yes.
Not unlike the shape of the rocks. I suppose that's not by accident that this is how the water shapes the rocks, and that's how it's shaping the metal too. But of course, it has that metallic quality. If I didn't know that it was supposed to be a boat, I might have guessed it, because like what other mechanical thing is going to be like out here by the water? But man, I'm itching to get closer to that thing. Look at it.
Yes,
it's beautiful.
I'll give you the story.
And it's also, I just want to say, the orange of the rust and the blue of the ocean, as we know, orange and blue. What are they? Complementary colors? Is that what they are?
Complementary, yeah.
And it's still slightly obscured by the white rocky terrain. So orange, blue, and white. In the Goat versus Fish logo, the fish is blue and the goat is white, and the versus is orange. So maybe I'm picking up on some of that vibe.
Yeah.
This is that's pretty cool looking. Let's check it out.
Yes.
Let's check it out.
I mean, I'll say this is the whole point, quote unquote, of this hike.
Oh, so we've made it to the
Dominator.
This is the Dominator.
Yeah, this is the Dominator. Or at least the...
Here's a little weird fancy thing over here. I don't know if that's from the Dominator or not.
No, that's another lobster.
Ooh, and there's one. There's one.
Yep, that's definitely part of some kind of crankshaft.
2 o'clock,
yeah.
Maybe 1:30.
This is part of like a crankshaft. I've seen this piece before. Hundreds of times. Some kind of crank. Some kind of cam system. The cams, move the steam, the moves, the cams.
I like this trail of breadcrumbs where it's like,
right?
Here's this thing, and then here's this larger hunk of metal, and then it leads to like the big hunk of metal.
Oh, you are reading my fucking goddamn mind. I knew we were carved from the same goat. Yeah, this is. It looks like an engine block, but it's like it might as well be an engine block, because they have engines on boats.
Now I'm taking pictures of these things. I don't know to what extent the pictures are going to be part of the cast. Because it's so much more time.
It's true. But again, that's why I think we should figure out how to get a producer for cheap.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think you're right, man. If we had a producer to help deal with that shit.
Yeah. And again, like if we put somebody on an 8-hour shift that could both edit and fucking do all the shit, just get an approval from us throughout the day. I mean, that's like $200. Maybe we hire them once a week, hammer out as much work from them as possible. I don't know. That's the way I'm looking at it. I mean, again, because I think our time is more effectively used being here.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
This is the primal genesis.
Yeah.
Space.
And again, if we're feeling, let's say drained by the fucking administrative process of this, it's not going to be as interesting.
Right. It just won't be. We need all our energy to go out and go for hikes and just talk about stuff.
I got to say, I'm surprised that there's this much left of it.
Oh, there was way more.
Yeah. I've been coming here, like I said, for about 30 years. And, and it crashed in 1960. So I guess 2020 means it's been around 60 years. 60 years, been crawling slowly up the coast. Yeah, so originally, you see, that's the front end and that's the tail end. Originally, it was just leaned up on the shore and you could go inside.
And it's like cracked and broken now.
Yeah. And I will say this. There's pictures of me, even maybe from 10 years ago, where I'm standing on the bow of this and it's like 8 or 9 feet higher. There's pictures of me on the internet from like 8, 9, 10 years ago. That is.
There's something very rich, of course, about the fact that it's called the Dominator and it has been so severely dominated.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
A little on the nose, but nevertheless.
Well, it's just like the Titanic.
Yeah.
Right? Also, it's Greek, so I feel like maybe it's like DOMINATOR or whatever. It's a Greek word.
So it was a Greek ship?
Yeah, it's a Greek ship that was full of grain, and it was delivering grain to the harbor over there. And there used to be a lighthouse at one of these points. It's still there. The lighthouse center is still there. But I guess the lighthouse was not giving them proper signal about where the coast was. And they just right over there at the end of the reef, it just it just stopped. And then for 3 days they tried to get it off of there and they couldn't. They just waited for low tide and then the fucking sailors just walked ashore. Then, some salvagers came and tried to take pieces of it, or at least salvageable stuff. But by then, the hull was cracked, and just grain was just spilling into the ocean and onto the shore. And there was a gigantic rat population that was coming out to fucking get the fucking cheap free grain. So this whole fucking neighborhood, and I think it's probably still affecting the biosphere of the area. But there was just a gigantic rat population living all in these rich houses on the coast here. They had a huge rat problem because of the grain, because it broke on the shore. And yeah, it's like I said, I came out here with rich polysorbate 64 the first time, and probably I must have been here before that. Oh, I've been hiking this coast before that, but then I came here probably 98, and. Yeah, and it was, like I said, big ship, and it just slowly over time. There was a time where you could walk on the side of it, and it was solid. And then the next time I'd come and be like, oh, you can't stand there anymore. You can't stand there, and it just eventually just becomes this. And it's you can still see those are where you tied it up probably. I forget what they call those cleats. Those are giant cleats right there.
Yeah, I see what look like pistons, or perhaps just place where some steam or pressure was released there, pointing into the ground. You see those? And
then right over here, do you see right at the very end there? That's a winch.
Oh,
that would have had it's a pulley that would have 8 fucking giant fucking 2-inch cables going through that thing, and now it's all just seized up. I'll tell you, that would be the centerpiece if I were to salvage any of this. I would figure out how to get that. That's probably a fucking 1,200 pound chunk of fucking rust and barnacles at this point.
Well, I'll tell you what, Sean. Perhaps we can set a goal of Patreon subscribers
to finance.
And if we get enough, then we'll make an effort of trying to somehow get one of these things.
Yeah, and just make make a table out of it, or you know what I mean, something, some piece of furniture where it's honored in the house.
I have a little bit of mixed feelings about it because I love that it's just here being this sort of living museum.
Oh, yeah. Oh, me too. But,
I reserve the right to reconsider, but...
Well, there's also, for me, if you're going to extract anything, extract an artifact out of the fucking... You know what I mean? It's almost like picking up trash.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I'm not going to go that far
because
it is so fucking beautiful, and the rust is just, being absorbed by the ocean, and,
well, it should be here to be seen. I mean, this is, like I said, it's a living museum, and it's not just a museum. It's more than a museum because it's just the world. It's what's happening. And, I think we need more...
I think we just came up on this couple having sex over there.
I don't know, maybe. What makes you think they were having sex in
just
particular?
The way the guy stood up after I think he heard us coming around the corner.
Well, I don't know. I think that's just your
my
most
vivid
wishful of
imagination.
thinking. But, I don't know, you could interview them.
Yeah, maybe.
But,
where'd you go, bud? Oh,
he's right there. No, but my thought was just that, capitalism, it puts us in a state of
acquisition.
Everything is new.
Oh, yeah.
It's new, and, we do see garbage on the street. We see our McDonald's French fry containers and Starbucks cups on the street in their imperfect, dirty form.
Yeah.
But here's something that's it's not branded. It's just a reminder of that decay, and I feel like we're not given an opportunity to confront that and deal with it, much like we're not given much of an opportunity to confront death itself.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I
so
agree.
I feel like this is I mean, apart from the fact that it's a bit unsafe, perhaps, to hike around here and bring a bunch of kids, I feel like
we're bringing
more
them
people
on a
need to
mind
see
walk
this kind
here.
of thing, right?
Yeah, we're bringing them on a mind walk here.
Yeah. See, you get to kind of see it, even though you're not here. And
How
if
you guys
want
doing?
to go on a hike with us, you can pay us lots of money.
We're testing out our recording equipment to see if it's possible to hike and record something. Well, we're just basically, it's called Mind Walk, and it just be like go on a hike and talk some bullshit. And if you want, this is Barney, and yeah, if you wanted to go for a 15-20 minute walk with us in your head talking bullshit, yes. I mean, I'm on a tenth of a hit right now. I'm microdosing. Yeah, I'm microdosing today. Yeah.
Back in the day, I used to do full-blown, black pyramid.
But probably you're probably one of the guys that would do 4 or 5 hits at a time.
Yeah.
Yes, I can't handle that.
Crazy out there.
Oh yeah. I came out here one time just.
Not anymore. I had to mellow down.
Right, well, it's weird. I'm a sober person, but I still will. I'm kind of adjusting my post addiction brain chemistry with microdosing or occasional.
How long have you been sober?
2002. I mean, from crack and alcohol.
Right.
Yeah.
Bad, really heavy.
Exactly. And then today it's more I using the psychedelics to keep myself.
Yeah, it's common now. It's almost like instead of taking a depression pill every day or whatever.
Yes. That's what I try to. That's what I preach. That's what I try to put out into the world is that just take a tenth of a hit of acid instead of Adderall or whatever.
Psilocybin, like a microdose.
Oh, I got sober off of ayahuasca, so it cured.
Ayahuasca helped you get sober.
It cured me of my crack addiction,
Yeah.
and then I was dealing with,
I've done DMT before.
which is the same.
That
Yeah,
is like,
for sure.
I don't know if I was hitting another dimension.
Well, but at least it'll I always say, regardless of what you think spiritually, it'll give you a rehearsal for some crazy shit, right? A rehearsal for some crazy shit. You can handle being in DMT space, so you can fucking handle whatever's coming at your life,
Kind of therapeutic.
Yeah.
In a strange way, like a survival. Wow.
I made it through this shit.
Made it through.
My name's Sean, by the way.
Job.
Job?
Job.
J-A-V?
Yeah.
Okay.
Michael,
What's up?
what's up? Do you have a social media handle? Yeah. Because, we could, once we, I don't know when exactly we'll put up. We're really just testing it for the first time today, but I could send you a message and be like, hey, we're those guys.
Yeah.
Check it out.
JOVI dot, it's on Instagram, dot paradise with a C instead of an S.
All right, JOVI dot.
Paradise with a C instead of an S.
I mean,
Okay.
Jovi is Jupiter, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yes, it is. When people say jovial,
It might be JOVI dot, did you find me?
I'm not getting the connection, so I just took.
Sorry, it's JOVI.
Dot.
He just reminded me, that's so weird.
Oh, that's what I put in. JOVI
Dot
paradise with a C.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All
Great.
right, I found it. So yeah,
We'll add you.
yeah. So yeah, we're gonna call it Mind Walk. So yeah, we'll see you there.
Yeah.
You like microdose and go on a walk.
Well, maybe the drugs may not necessarily, but we were just doing 2 or 3 hour hikes where we just get in these crazy long conversations. So we thought we'd just take a 10-minute chunk and make that the podcast. I grew up in Lakewood, Long Beach.
And I grew up in Tarzana in the Valley,
Yeah.
San Fernando Valley.
What about you? What hood?
Local, all over South Bay.
Okay. I was going to say, you definitely have a South Bay vibe. I mean, I didn't wear a flat brim hat today, but...
I usually don't wear hats anymore.
Oh, yeah.
When I was younger.
Cool. It's a pleasure seeing you guys.
You too. Have fun.
Yeah. No, so, is this stainless steel cable part of the Dominator?
Hard to say. I mean, it looks almost too shiny.
But again, that's the thing about stainless is it's supposed to
40 years of salt and
60
no
60
caking of
years.
any kind. I mean,
Yeah.
that
I don't know. I can't tell. But even so, feels like an area that collects stuff anyways.
So I wonder how much of that conversation is just going to be you yelling into a mic and then not being able to hear the other person's responses.
I think 80% of it. But I still said some interesting things in there.
It was good. You know, any successful podcast needs a drug interlude at some point, you know, just to make sure.
Well, this is scary, but not too bad. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's stable. If you want to come up here.
I'll get there.
I never thought I would be standing on the Dominator recording a thing. I've shot short movies out here, but never, like, recorded any sound. Yeah, I guess I need to find those short movies.
Yeah, having a producer that, well, you know, it'd be good. I feel like you'd want to have some income to throw at him because,
Yeah.
you know, because if they were along and because then we could like pose somewhere and then you could have that person take a picture.
Oh, I see.
But you could also get a drone to do that, or you could get some kind of selfie stick.
Yeah, I think probably selfie stick. The only thing is because if we're going out here as often as we are, we're going to be collecting a lot of audio that maybe having again. If once we monetize this thing, who knows?
Yeah,
you know. If we
I feel like the primary thing that was like that's what I'm saying. I'm taking all these pictures and stuff, and it's nice, but really it's just be about getting out a lot of audio.
Getting a lot of audio,
and then we can add. Although that's a Patreon thing, you know, like if you go on the Patreon, if you're a subscriber, get the $5, then I could upload some of those photos. Yeah. Like you can see some photos from the hike that I took.
Exactly.
You know,
they could watch my short movie that I shot here.
But anyway, yeah, we're standing on the Dominator.
Yeah, we are dominating the Dominator. We're walking on its back. By the way, look at this fucking crazy thing. Looks like a giant stapler almost.
Yeah.
And then there's my... Look, and I'll say this. This is a thing that I could see from the very first time I came here, and it still hasn't been broken down as much as the ship has been broken down.
Oh, what? The thing?
The fucking pulley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pulley.
And I also think even if we were to try to, like, you know, reclaim it, it's probably so fused into the rock there at this point that it would be nearly impossible.
No, it would be a real... You'd have to get a lot of ropes and just a lot of... I mean, how would you get enough manpower / mechanical power to lift it? I mean, it would be...
Again, if you threw $5,000 at it, somebody would fucking do it for you. I'd just be like one of those, like, British... what's the word I'm looking for? Like, explorers, like, Gungadeen! Over here! This is where the mummy is!
Now look over there. You can see popping out of the water. There's
just
like
almost
looks like a basin of some kind, or like...
Yeah. This right here, I think this is the main engine. This is my very favorite piece of the Dominator. We'll get over there.
Yeah, look at this. It just kind of keeps going. It's almost like a weird Disneyland of like different sections and different...
Well, I think this is what Disney comes out to things around. They sent their artists all around the world to kind of collect the photographic evidence of all kinds of things like this and then recreated it.
So they can make a heightened version of the ship, the pirate shipwreck or whatever.
Exactly.
I just love this texture, this brown texture.
Isn't it the best?
It's gorgeous. The crabs are great too.
I love Barney's interesting curiosity. He's a little bit shy, a little bit scared.
Well, we'll talk about a weird landscape.
Yeah, his body energy is like, what the fuck? But then he's sniffing in the holes. And he's getting close to the edge.
Hey, Barney.
Ultimately, hey, bud. Ultimately, he's a brave little dog. Ultimately, he's down for the adventure.
You know, we got to have Barney pics because photos of dogs, anyone will just start throwing dollars.
Yes. And also, if we talk about him a little bit, maybe that's another segment, the Barney segment, where it's me chasing after Barney or, you know, trying to, all the little times that I actually have to fucking, you know, like, deal with Barney.
All the Barney. Yeah, I mean, hey, turn it into content, right?
Yeah, seriously.
Listening to the edited version of this podcast, you don't know it, but 90% of the audio recorded today was just Sean chasing after Barney and trying to get him off the streets.
Barney, come on. I'm just kidding, bud. I love you. You're a good boy. Come on, you got it. You'll figure it out. Oh, I think I found my artifact of the day.
Barney's been very chill today.
I think it partially has to do with the ocean. Oh, yes! Oh.
Yeah, this is all good
This
stuff,
is
man.
going back with me.
That's the piece.
Look at that. It's got everything I like. It's got little pieces of things that aren't metal.
Well, see, this is where, when you said, this is my favorite piece, and I was like, every piece is going to be your favorite piece for some different reason.
Like that one, no, this was the one that I can take, though, that it's fucking pocketable. But that one's my favorite piece because it's like, it encompasses, like, oh, it's the breadcrumb. It's like, oh, we're almost there. It's
no,
also,
but then you said it was that one.
Yeah, it's true. They're all my favorite pieces.
That's what I'm saying.
I love them all. I love you, Dominator. I also love that the rock is stained with its blood.
Yeah.
With the rust of its...
It certainly
Let's see if
is
I can
that.
fit this in my bag here.
No, but that's a beautiful place to be where you're like, ooh, this is my favorite. Oh, that's my favorite. Oh, that's my favorite. Everything's my favorite. It's all my favorite. I mean, that's how it feels like with our favorite movies, right? It's like every scene is like, oh, this is the best scene. And then the next scene is like, oh, but this one's the best scene.
An hour and 37 minutes strong.
Goddamn helicopter.
I got a piece of the Dominator. I got a piece of that. It's just going to join my museum of Dominator pieces at my house. I probably have the largest collection of Dominators pieces in the world. Because I am a very particular collector of Dominator pieces. I'd also like to find a nice shell while I'm out here today. That'd be nice. A shell. Just a pretty shell. Hey, some kind of conch.
So, hey, what do you think about, for the sake of preparation, for the sake of security, if you will, we stop the recording and then we start a new one.
Yep,
just
okay.
in case it gets, some bullshit happens.
Yep. And cutting at an hour and 40 minutes.
So I assume I just push up on it to stop the recording.
And action! I'll wait till you get around me and you can clap. And again, I love that we can have this conversation from 15 feet away, but in our listeners' heads And again, like, I think this is not going to be a great recording because both of our mics are different, right?
Yeah.
And I know that this is not a good mic.
Yeah.
The audio quality is not great. But if we give this to the right audio engineer, they can probably balance the mics.
Well, besides, it's a pilot, you know?
Yeah.
It'll long into the future, once we've got our audio set up and it's better, we'll be like, well,
Yeah.
you know, it was the pilot.
Yeah, it was the pilot. And also, you know, the other fact is, like, I think we're going to be probably coming out to the Dominator more often. Just
I mean,
because-
I don't know. I think we're going to explore a lot of places, but I'll say this: we will certainly return.
Yes, that's what I mean.
All right, hold on. Come a little closer.
Oh
to
yeah,
me.
that's right. We got to do the.
Well, I guess more. Yes, more often than never. So yes.
Try to sync one of those claps, bitch. I think you're only supposed to do it once, right? Because you're trying to create one sync point. Just do it like, okay.
It doesn't matter. You can have 3, because everything has to sync.
No, but what if you accidentally sync it to the wrong?
No, you would see in the vid when
I
you would
see.
see
I
3
gotcha.
waves. You know the first one's the first one, second one's the second one. You would know.
I typically do one clap.
Oh yeah, we can do one.
That's fine. No, I like your. It's almost got a branding to it. Like we could even just open each episode with that 6 clap staccato.
Or we could open it up with Mind Walk.
That's the other thing that's great about fucking being outside and recording is we could fucking yell. I definitely think that guy was boning down on that girl over there.
I mean, I hope so.
Yeah, right? Just the way he stood up when I first saw him, kind of did this a little thing. Like, maybe they were picking through and it just was the first time I saw him rounding it. But it seemed like they'd heard us and they were like, oh, we go see. And then he like dipped down, pulled up his pants, and then like, okay, you got to put on your clothes, girl.
I love how Sean's mind just wanders into the sexual so quickly.
Into sex.
It's like, you know what? Those 2 young people, what I would really love is just if they were having sex.
I want everybody to be having sex all the time. Look at this is oh god! It looks like a fire hydrant or something.
Well, yeah, you describe this piece.
So yeah, a pipe sticking through some kind of, I would say like it's a ball cock or some kind of like valve, and it's like slipped through, but it's almost like it's like, I'm just gonna say it looks like it's deep throating it. It's like the valve looks like it's sucking this fucking. It's just like a stem, just a pipe, just sticking straight out of the ground. It's got a little bit of play in it, you know, like it's all collapsed in on each other. Am I hearing a voice?
All right, face the camera, Sean.
Oh, I feel like the people on that boat, I can kind of hear them. Ball cocking. Ball cocking.
Maybe they're looking at us, kind of hearing us.
Yeah.
Hey, subscribe to Mindwalk Podcast. You there.
Rate and review.
Yeah, we're recording this. I'm feeling some belief in this. I'm feeling some belief in this premise.
It's magic, this premise. I mean, that's what magic is. Focusing your attention in a particular way.
We just have to believe that. Oh, good.
Even I love the graffiti. Like normally I wouldn't, but because it's being eroded away.
Oh yeah.
At almost like a greater rate than the rest of this. Like mostly fuck D2 or whoever this guy is, but I gotta commend him for being like, I know a place I could go. He went on a crazy hike to leave his mark.
Well, hey, if you're gonna tag something, you might as well tag something good, right?
Right. I also like again,
but I like how the paint of the because dripping spray paint has a certain aesthetic to it.
Yeah, yeah.
And even though the letters are a bit chunky, but nevertheless, spray paint, it just has that feeling of drippiness to it, and it's blending in with like the drippiness of the rust water.
Yeah.
You know what this kind of reminds me of? It reminds me of when I go for too long without cleaning my electric toothbrush, and there's this like drips of like saliva, toothpaste, caking on the recharging platform.
It's like stalactites.
Yeah.
Of detritus.
That kind of crustiness.
Yeah.
The wet crustiness.
Barney, the adventure dog, climbs all over rocks. Yeah, I've got one of these at the house. Except mine is covered. It's like rubber. It's rubber coated, and it's got a bunch of barnacles on the inside. I told you that before. That's my favorite piece of the Dominator that I have at home. I used to have one of these corner pieces that I could stand up. It's basically like a little corner like that right there. You see?
What you need to do is you need to extract as much of this as you can, and then you build your temple out of it.
Yes, extract as much as I can, and then try to rebuild it. Right? Just have little pieces like glass or plexiglass connecting all the rusted parts together.
Well, that would be pretty cool, man, if you could somehow reconstruct this thing like an old dinosaur.
Well, they have that. There's a very famous Viking ship in Norway. I forget what city in Norway where it just sunk in the bay, and it was there for 500 years, perfectly preserved, and then they just fucking pulled it out, and here it is. This is what our ancestors built.
Well, hey, I remember that, and they didn't just pull it out and say, here it is, because it had been in the water for so long that if they just set it out in a museum and it dried on the spot, it would...
that's right.
So they had to have this whole sprinkler system that was keeping it hydrated.
That's right.
First it was for 24 hours a day, and then they started reducing it to 23 hours, and they were gradually weaning it off of this water.
That's right.
I don't know if they ever completely weaned it off the water, or if it's just part of the preservation now. I don't know where the equilibrium was, but I know that they had this sort of program of decreasing watering in order to wean it off of its submersion.
It's pretty amazing. I gotta say, I mean, I really think the Norwegians they're some of my favorite people. Also, my favorite clown master is Norwegian. Viggo Venn! I think he's going to be one day a Norwegian national treasure, but in the interim...
It's a pretty... it's an uphill battle for the clown to become a treasure, you know?
I mean, Emmett Kelly. I feel like he's a national treasure. Bozo. He's a national... Ronald McDonald.
Right, goat versus fish.
Goat versus fish.
Oh, God. It is sad that Ronald McDonald is...
King Clown! You shall eat my burgers!
I sell you dead carcasses.
You're turning into the thing you hate.
Well, I at least hope that the cow had a really nice life before it died to make this sandwich.
No, we fucked it in the ass every day, and then we made it into a sandwich.
But why? Why would you do that? It makes it tender.
Got to tenderize that cow butthole. Yes. This.
Yeah. This is my favorite.
This is just like the crown, the jewel. Oh!
I mean, it's got treads. I mean, it looks like a war machine almost, or like a bulldozer or tractor.
Yeah. I used to think it was a bulldozer, but I think what it was literally, it was it was a bulldozer, but on the ship,
right,
so that it would scoop out the grain.
Right.
Yeah. That's what I imagine. And that this pulley system was hooked up to here. Yeah, this thing is... I shot a short movie here. Actually, it was a short movie, but it was an ad for an energy drink.
Okay.
And I just had my buddy Tweaker Tony just running around on this thing, all fast motion. And that's it. That's all it was. I just wanted to get a beautiful black and white film of this beautiful, beautiful carcass. I'm sorry I'm not taking more pictures of you. You know, I tend to try to not be a document as I go kind of guy. I also
it's all right.
have my...
If I want it, I'll ask. I don't know. You know me.
You like to document.
I like to take the pictures.
I appreciate that a lot. I'm just like...
and besides, when it comes to the content of the...
Come on.
When it comes to the bonus content, it'll just be like, oh, Michael is just behind the camera more often. That's just how it is. But, you know, I think at some point it would be great to come down here with a photographer, particularly because it's pretty treacherous stuff and big stuff, and be able to get a picture. I would like to get one picture of me on this thing from you. I need to take like a month, go through all my photos and just sort them. I've got so much of it. Delete ones I don't need anymore. I mean, I'm just accumulating all of it. You know? If I can't access it, then it's just going to become this archive of stuff that gets left to someone after I die, and they're like, well, what the fuck? I'm thinking of you, Ron. Password protecting all of your bullshit. So now we can't get at it?
Really? That's an issue going on?
Yeah, it's not like an active issue, but it's a fact that he was very big into encryption and password protection and, you know, used Linux and was like all about wanting to like secure his shit. Like there'd be times when like I would need to, I don't know, just do something or other, and he had a laptop and he's like, oh, Ron, he would be out doing something, and then he would call up and be like, oh, I need this piece of information off of my computer or whatever. And I'm like, oh, sure, I can look that up for you. And then I go to it and I'm like, oh, it's locked. But like, hey, no problem, you know, just give me your password and I'll get in there. And he'll be like, like, I don't know if I'm comfortable with that. I'm like, Ron, you need this thing, and it's me. It's me. It's your old buddy Michael. And he just was like,
you're going to be the first one to betray him.
But, you know, he just had it like it was just on principle. It's like, you don't give your password to anyone. Like, that's just the rule. You know?
I'm going to tell you my laptop password right now, guys. It is Snack232. So if you need to get into my laptop. But again, I don't lock any of my shit. If somebody wanted to steal my identity, go for it. What's there to steal?
Oh, no, I hear it's quite a hassle to get your identity stolen.
Steal. My mom stole my identity already. What the fuck? What do I care?
I don't know. I just hope it doesn't inconvenience you.
It's already did. She fucking destroyed my credit right out the gate. So fuck that bitch. It comes from inside the house, Michael. The fucking criminals live inside the house with you.
Oh, shit.
She stole my identity and destroyed my credit even before I had a chance to build any. So fuck that bitch. Why do you think I'm so dismissive of this world? This fucking capitalist fucking prison. I committed the original sin, being born to a shyster.
Well, I'm sorry that they didn't teach you the shyster ways in a more constructive way, you know?
Right?
Because sometimes the shysters, they have a strong family bond, you know?
I mean, she did teach me, like, in a weird way, like, through her lessons, she taught me to scam the system, for sure. Like, I learned by example. I didn't learn from her sitting me down and going, like, you just need to make your social, when you fill out your forms, just make your social security number 1 off from what it is, then they can't track you down. She didn't tell me that explicitly. She just did that.
Why make it only 1 number off?
So that you could just claim it was a mistake.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Or interpolate 2 numbers.
I see.
Yeah. Oh, that's okay.
But by the time they're coming after you and telling you you've made a mistake, then haven't they already tracked you?
Possibly, but I'm saying, like, it becomes a way of schmutzing the...
Yeah, it obfuscates.
Yeah, it obfuscates it later on. You can claim it wasn't you because the number's wrong later on when they're trying to... But if they don't catch that, there probably more money to be made from them later on. You know?
So how does that...
So just as an example, so my mom used my social security number to rent cable equipment, right, for our house.
Uh-huh.
And so she was using my social security number because hers had bad credit on it. but she tried to use mine and change the number on it so that it would come up in their system, but not be able to track me. But she couldn't get away with that. So ultimately she had to use my real number. And then like the very first debt I had against me was whatever, this cable equipment she never returned. And it was just a lot of that. I've never repaired my credit. I've just been running away from the giant mass. I mean, every 7 years it goes away anyways. But I've just been running away from this giant mass of fucking bullshit. Yeah, let me know if you want to come up here. I'll take a picture of you.
Hey, Barney. 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 Look at me, Barney.
Almost.
Oh, I got one. Yeah, I'll come up.
Yeah, you know how it is. I'm already starting to get hungry.
Tough shit.
Okay, Dad.
You could always bring a snack with you, you know.
Yeah, I snacked on it while I was waiting for you to come to the car this morning. I just finished it. But again, like at least I got something in my belly, so I'm working on those reserves.
Yeah, I'll come on up. Again, I love these treads.
It's kind of amazing. I mean, this is like, you know, anytime I can see like numbers pressed into it or kind of see like one of these still has cables. Like I feel like this is cables all fused together right here. Oh no, that's this one.
Mask is on. Audio quality compromised.
Is that because you're coming close to me?
Yeah.
Oh. I thought we've been close together. It's fine.
Don't take it personally, Sean.
What am I, diseased?
You might be.
Diseased! Yeah, but this is one of the few activities that feels safe to do during the apocalypse. Exploring the apocalypse.
What do you think, Barney? It's almost got like a petrified wood look.
Yes. I mean, you're speaking, it's like you really have kind of explored my fucking subconscious around all this. Somehow, some way. Like
you know, if we go to a place that is important to you, then, you know, the important things about you will come out. It'll amplify the Sean signal, you know?
Yeah, I guess that's a good point.
Get you excited.
There's a dual pulley over there. And another pulley.
Yes, this inaugural recording of the
Mind Walk
podcast, better than a podcast, much better than a podcast, took place in the coronavirus pandemic of 2020.
The last thing people can do is walk. That's the last thing we're allowed to do. You can walk.
Outside?
Well, it also helps to have a dog along. The dog is a perfect cover for your walking because the dog needs to expel its bowels outside of your house.
So do I. Outside of your house, of course, not my own.
Yes, there's a lot of homeless faces.
I cannot even so much as break wind unless I'm several thousand yards from my own home.
It's as if I could smell my own farts when I farted at my home. Then that is the last thing I want, is to smell my own farts.
Well, the reality of it is that my own waste is simply not for me to deal with. It's really for someone else.
Yes. The human garbage men.
Surely we should go somewhere less valuable and where our waste might be useful to someone who rolls around in it all day and just debases themselves as a matter of course. Their subhuman dignity is so compromised. We're really doing them a favor. We're helping them to self-actualize by shitting in their territory, such as you could call it theirs.
This is a good day. This is a good day. I hope some of this is usable.
I mean, it'd be hard to believe that none of it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, there'll be some usable stuff in here.
Yeah.
You know what you do? Here's the thing about art, man. You do your best at the time. You turn it into the best thing you can, and you put it out, and then you do more of it, and you get better at it, and you do more, and you get better. And so maybe, in however many years' time you look back and be like, oh, God, like, that was not good. We've learned so much more about it, and that wouldn't have... And nothing we said in that first however many hours would pass muster now,
yes.
But... at the time,
it was the thing.
Besides, we got to believe in ourselves, Sean.
It's true. That too.
I'm usually the one who's going like, oh, are we saying anything that anyone would want to hear? And it's like, well,
maybe.
If you're going to be a comedian, you kind of have to go out on a limb and say, or anything. You want to be an academic, you have to go on a limb and be like, someone wants to hear what I have to say. Yeah.
But yeah, and again, it's giving it in digestible little clumps.
Yeah.
Making it a little amuse-bouche, a little batchy of content.
I think it'll be exciting.
So there is one more piece of the Dominator. That's like I'd call it like a major piece of the Dominator down the coast here a little bit farther. I can't see evidence that it's still there though.
Was it like around the bend or is it?
Yeah, it's usually. I feel like it is around that second bend. If it's still. So what it is it looks like a room, but it's basically like a cage that's all like just rusty struts. And there's a roof piece, but then the roof piece had collected a bunch of rocks and debris on top of it. So at any moment, I felt like it could collapse. So, I'd be interested to see if any of it still survives over there. I mean, it's up to you if you want to keep moving or how you're feeling.
I don't know. The paths work here. Is there a way to get up and then...
There's a way to get up and then we'd walk through the neighborhood. There's a trail right there, I think, that is...
Yeah,
the next trail.
I think I might be down for that. If we had to walk back over the crags, I would do that too.
It's part. This basically I would say this is the limit of the hike to the Dominator. We are here. We have dominated the Dominator. If we wanted to complete the hike, we could turn back around. I think that's another trail there. I've done it before. It's been a long time. I don't know if it's still viable. And I don't know where it goes in the neighborhood over there, if we'd be in somebody's yard or something. Conceivably, there's also this person's yard here. They have it looked like it's locked up, but I'm sure if push came to shove, we could just, force our way up their stairway. And again, ultimately, I know that if we turn back around and go up that path, then we're home. I don't know where this leads. I have no confidence. I had confidence yesterday that going over the hill, because I'd been on that side of the hill before.
Right. Well, because here we can see fences fenced off, but over there it's hard to.
Yeah, it looks open.
Know.
But I'd say maybe even when we get in the truck, we drive over there, see what that is, and see if it's possible to come up or down from that path.
Yeah.
And then we know for later that we can do it as a loop.
Sure. I don't know why I'm not feeling like I'm not feeling like when even you express a little bit of a lack of confidence in that particular route.
Part of it is, I will say this, part of it is the fact is I'm a little bit hungry, so that's motivating me to not push too much farther that direction. And the other thing is I'm just not sure where it goes to up at the top.
It could be a much longer detour than we're aware.
Yes. I mean, it looks like it's only another hour and then maybe 15, 20 minutes up the side of the mountain there. But, and again, I can't see. But here's the thing. The palm trees lead me to believe it's like the back of a resort or something like that.
Well, actually, look, you can see some people actually right up there right now.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think there is something bittersweet and beautiful about leaving something a little unexplored for next time.
Yes, exactly.
And hey, with the mind walk, there's always more territory.
There is. The mind is endless.
You can go deeper. You can go broader.
Yeah. You can explore the room.
There's always going to be another place to walk. There'll always be a chance to return. I mean, until you die.
With better equipment.
With better equipment. Now, with better equipment.
Now.
The cyborgs have been enhanced. Capitalist dystopian nightmare.
We got bits. We got bits.
But yeah, this is a beautiful site. Thank you for sharing it with me.
You're welcome.
Sean, you definitely have a much deeper catalog of like places to hike and walk and go. I feel very... I hate using the word blessed. So I won't.
Hashtag blessed.
I feel
it's spelled BLEST.
Right. I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful that you have that, and that I will be able to, leech off of your knowledge and just enrich my own life. But you know what I can bring to it? I can bring along with me my sincere joy of hiking and walking and thinking.
Yeah.
So it can be explored. It can be truly explored. All these places can be explored again. And I'm sure we're going to go to many new places as well. But, this one is clearly very seminal to you. So
very
this is a special place to you. So I want to,
just
humble myself before your space a little bit and say thank you for welcoming me here.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. It's such a joy for me to be able to share this hike with people because it's a difficult hike. It's not an easy hike. I've taken a few, first dates here. And those relationships did not flourish. But I've also taken a few women here who so were into this that I was just like, oh, this is not going to be a sexual relationship. These are just going to be awesome people that I have in my life now,
It could become both. I mean,
Yes.
I'm a big fan of something like this for a first date.
Yeah.
The more we've been hiking and the more I'm I knew I loved hiking and walking, but I had never incorporated it into my life as much as
lately,
I should.
right?
But lately it has been. And now I'm thinking like, oh, if I ever do a dating profile or do whatever, it's like first date, like hike. And if they're like, I'm not really much of a walker in this hike, it's not going to work.
Yeah, at all. Zero.
Like, don't worry about it. It's cool. When I have gone on dates with women who... even if it's just like walking from the restaurant to the whatever, or we can park here and then walk the rest of the way. Like if they have this resistance to walking, I'm like, it's like an anchor.
Done.
It's like we can't, and there's so much freedom to walking, and if you're and to me it's also a patience thing. Like, are you willing to just spend 20 minutes getting from here to there and not worrying about, it's going to be a long walk, and it's going to be tiring or whatever.
The efficiency of the time. We could be in there eating. Yeah, well, what are we doing? Eating is we're just going to be talking to each other. We could be talking to each other on the way to the eating.
So, take them on the walk. Yeah, I would say for a place like this, again, it's you.
Yeah.
So this is Michael, 36-year-old unmarried dating coach. For Sean, 50-year-old... I'll let you describe yourself.
Whatever I'm open, guys. Mostly to women, but I'm open.
But yeah, I'd say that because this place is so distinctly you, it's the perfect place to take them.
Yeah.
Because then it's like because if they like it, then on a certain level, it's like they've already accepted you.
Yeah.
Because
that's a good point.
you've already revealed yourself to them. So if you want to have the best odds of getting that person who's going to really be on your wavelength, then take them to a place that has that wavelength. Now, of course, go to the place of their wavelength as well.
Yeah, for
from
sure.
the standpoint of you introducing someone to a space, and and that's why partly it can be so nerve-wracking to do that, because when you even look, as difficult as it is, this is a wonderful hike and it's outdoors, and there's so many obviously wonderful things about it. But because you love it so much, when you bring someone else into it, if they have a criticism feel it.
Yeah, they could yuck your yum.
Because it doesn't feel like an objective criticism anymore. Now it feels like, oh, you're criticizing me
so
when you
personal.
criticize this place, right? So it always feels like you're making yourself vulnerable, but that feeling of vulnerability is what needs to happen. You need to open your heart so it can be struck or not struck. But you find the person's like, oh, they're going to strike it, but then they cradle it. And it's like, yes, I was fearful, but now because accepted, So I'd say it's scary, but let the fear be your guide. Show it to people, and you're going to find that one who's like, this works for me. And then it's like you can cut through all the red tape of, now that we're on our 5th dinner date, now I'm going to confess to you some minor secret of mine and hope that you don't turn me away. Just lay it all out early.
Yeah. Get it out of the way. Either they're going to be into you or they're not.
Yeah.
Don't fucking beat around the bush.
Now, if you're just looking to get laid, then you can play a little game and you can try and you don't have to reveal everything.
I'm saying this,
but if you want something more substantive, then you do have to you have to reveal it from yourself.
In my dotage, I'm so much less interested in sex. I would much rather take a bath or a shower with a young lady. I'd much rather just run my my fingers through their hair and just touch their bottom. It's like I just feel so and it's also, I'll say this, that's kind of stuff I missed when I was young. I just was so gung ho for fucking that I would just sometimes the hair and the butt and the showering were part of the process, but it was really about climbing to the top of Sex Mountain.
Well, right, yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoy trying to find that space of part of it is as men too. Not that women don't feel this pressure as well, but the sort of time to perform. I have to do the sex, and it has to be good enough and satisfying enough for her. And,
it has to be athletic.
And it's but then there's just so much joy in the we're just lounging around semi-nude and just kind of touching and being with each other.
Bud? There he is. It's it's like he's the color of the rocks. So I thought I saw him down there, but I was like, no, that's probably just rock.
But yeah, that kind of more just we're hanging around being naked animals together is a beautiful thing.
Oh, it's the best. It's the best. I'm getting down.
Okay, you're going to take a picture of me.
I'm going to take a picture of you. And
then I want to go and inspect that tubing over there, that big tube, that big rusty
Michael Walker, tube inspector.
Let's have a look at those tubes. Oh, no, I'm going to be here. I want you to go. Oh, you need my phone. Oh, you don't have your phone?
Mine, but it's turned off, and it doesn't have the same camera.
The same power?
Michael Walker, tube infector.
Tube infector now. Oh, shit. I want to infect your tubes, baby.
Either laying tubes or exploring the womb. Don't drink that. That's ocean water. I know.
All right, here you go. Be careful with it. It's a precious piece of equipment.
Yes, it is. I'm going to get one kind of flip them right here, and then I'll get
No.
one down there.
With my cyborg implants.
Yeah.
You just wait. You just wait. God damn it, Dominator! You're getting in my strings! Alright. There we go.
Okay, now look towards that boat. Yeah, oh, it got back here a little bit. Right there. Oh, fuck yeah. Profile with the sombrero. You get that. Yeah.
Yeah, let's get Bob. We got Bob Ross. We got the lady.
Yep. Now actually look at me now first. Look over here. Okay, now look back over there. See, missed it. Good stuff. But yeah, do you want to get one?
Yeah, I want to get one like me facing that way. Yeah. Oh, I kind of want to like from this side.
I'll get that one too.
Okay, yeah. Have fun with it then.
Do me a favor, like I don't know, it's almost like I want to like a Captain Morgan somehow. Yes. And lift your hat up just a little bit so we get a little bit of, yeah. It's hard because that sombrero was very sombrero-y. Oh yeah, that's good. Oh, there's Barney. Yay! Oh God, yes! Barney too! Yes! Okay, I'll go over here. Man, I almost ate it a couple times just going over those rocks. Oh, yeah.
So I want a bit of this. I want a bit of this. Oh.
The only problem is the shade from your hat. I can't really see your face, but I can tell it's you. You can probably if we zoom in. Yeah. Fucking A.
So I want. Do you have like a frame where none of my head is touching any of the walls of the thing?
And then I'll come closer and we'll get I'll frame it down there.
Yeah.
Side or, oh fuck, that's great. Something like this. Oh, konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa. O genki desu ka? Suge!
Okay, I got a shit ton.
All right. Well, this is hang there. I'll come around. I'll get it.
I want to just try.
Okay.
Because it's a part that I haven't climbed on in a while.
To reach through
Yes.
the pass.
Yes.
This is like, welcome to me shop.
Right? I'm selling barnacles and rusty pieces of equipment and maybe a little crab. You want some crab? Don't drink that. It's gonna make
And
you
don't
sick.
drink the rust water. Ooh, look at this. Look at this fabric.
Yeah, oh, that's gonna say the fabric, and then the fucking. This is cable. That's all fucking decayed. This is cable too, but it's all nice in one solid piece. This rock is becoming part of it. Oh, it's just like, oh, that's like. Did you see this down here? There's a production company that uses this kind of gear as its.
I like that texture. One of the things, I haven't been doing it as much lately, but one of the things I like taking photos of is just like a close-up of a texture.
Yes. Yeah. I like that too.
It's like, it doesn't really matter if you know what it is. It's just this is the texture, this is the color.
I gotta say, this is my first time here in a couple years. I did briefly have just like moments of thinking about this place as I was going through my recovery from my surgery in the hospital.
Uh-huh.
Like I was having flashes of visions. Oh, I should.
Yeah.
I was having flashes of visions.
Well, start that little section over again. So you're saying you were having...
So when I was in recovery in the hospital, recovering from my open heart surgery and radical nephrectomy, I was doing a lot of what I'll call in my head, battling demons in my subconscious because I was on all kinds of drugs. I was in a lot of pain. But one of the visions that came out to me was this this hunk of rusty metal out here. This is a little slice of something that was kind of pulling me through, a piece of hope. And I guess I didn't even imagine at that time that I could ever come back here and experience this. Holy shit.
Oh, you were maybe reliving it partly because it's like, well, I can't go there, but I can think about going there.
Yeah, I can fantasize about it. There's a beautiful time, a beautiful place that I've come to. This has been this kind of like this spiritual kind of landing spot for me throughout my life. And again, like, the fact that I'm here in the middle of this fucking global pandemic, and after all that surgery, it's a fucking goddamn miracle. I'm a goddamn miracle. The fact that I can come here and enjoy myself and not feel the pinch of fucking capitalism or pandemic or whatever madness is happening in the world. This is a place away from that. This is this is to me as pure as being gets. Enjoying a landscape, a hike, a walk, being with a friend, eating a good meal, having sex. What else do you need? We need what do we need? A dog. Oh, a man's best friend. Where are you?
Barney's right over here.
Okay, yeah. And then also, yes, conviviality, companionship. Those are things that fucking capitalism can't. I mean, they could make you think that you need capitalism for them.
They don't really. I mean, they try to provide capitalist companionship and such, but even capitalism as it's sold to us, it doesn't really. I mean, I'm sure it does in sneakier ways, but at least in terms of overt messaging.
Yeah,
it doesn't really claim that it can be a true substitute for your family time. Which is to say, they may say, "Come with us on this cruise where you can experience the best family time," but there's still the sense of the vacation.
Yes.
It's like
I see what
you work, and then so you can have time for the things that matter. Like there's that kind of as opposed to it being like buy it at a store. There's sort of this like there's this separation, if you will.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's given any reverence because it is indirectly commodified, but at least in the language you don't buy it directly.
Well, but I would still say they do try to occupy that emotional landscape of a friend. Verizon, we're here for you.
Oh, for
or whatever,
sure. Or just we're your family.
We're your family, yeah. All that.
I take it back because the corporate family structure. I mean, it's like they want you to have the same sense of familial bond, the strength of the family bond, but with your company. This is your real family, the Verizon family.
Yeah, that's also why like sometimes I've just been turning my pocket robot off. So I'm not in that kind of like that consumer space.
Oh yeah.
Also my battery goes dead very fast, and it's just a way for me to just be like, well, I don't need it. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just get a separate digital camera.
But check this out. In these pools, you can see a little bit of salt forming in the pools.
It's turning to brine, huh?
Yeah.
The brine. It's brining. Oh, look at that!
It's like it's got some salt, right?
Now imagine just like a primitive person.
Yeah.
Just being like, okay, now let's put that on the fucking meat.
And then they go, okay, now we can take the seawater and put it in there, and we can get as much salt as we want.
And preserve it for as long as we want.
Salted meat, baby.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, drying and salting were the first cooking. So there's one of my favorite artists, Tenzi. He paints these amazing landscapes. Like my favorite one.
Oh, this is like a mast. Hold on, I gotta say.
Like a what?
We're walking on like a mast of some kind, do you think?
Yeah, could be. Yeah, could be a mast.
I guess it could also be an internal structure.
Well, though, but I think you're right because if you look at it, it's something that's I feel has tilted, But I don't think it was. I mean, it may have had a mast, but I think it was a steamer.
Yeah,
I think it was a. I don't think it was a sailing ship. I mean,
yeah,
I think
not a mast, but yeah, something that stuck up off of the boat.
Or yeah, exactly. But like it would operate like a mast as a structural, kind of like cohesion point for the ship.
I was thinking of the Magritte.
Yes.
This is not a pipe.
Saloon pipe. I was thinking of Tenzi. I wish I could remember his first name. But he's got an amazing painting where it's Inuits and Bedouins, kind of like they're all in this kind of, this color, almost like a rust color kind of cloud. And it appears as if it could either be snow or sand, you know, and they're in this landscape meeting together. It's one of my favorite paintings. Just because it operates in that kind of magical space of like, that's the place where art happens, in that magical space. What's up, bud? Who's a good boy?
So it'll be kind of funny. It'll sound like I'm sneezing much closer to you.
He just sneezed on the fucking back of my neck. The disgusting animal. This fucking rude monster.
You got some little insects here. Sea bugs. I have a fondness for the sidling crab, the way it just kind of...
Oh, yeah. I like it when they, like, leap off a rock sideways and they just hit another rock. Like, they go...
What would our worlds be like if our primary mode of motation was like...
sidling?
Was sidling, where our little receptors were pointing one way, but then we moved on the horizontal axis.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I don't think that kind of animal could ever dominate the fucking landscape. I'm just saying. Like, it's like we kind of, like, exploited this niche just perfectly, being able to stand upright.
Well, the standing up was huge. We get extra field of vision.
Extra field of vision. We can carry shit, you know? We also, it's easier to fucking protect our fucking head.
Right,
which is where
again, the sweating I was telling you about, that was a big thing. There's very few sweating creatures that I'm aware of. I know hippos sweat.
Look at Barney's fucking gone in the drink.
Yep.
I know you like the water.
First mate, Barney.
I know you love it. You just like to pretend you don't love it.
He knows he can't quite frolic in it, but he's...
How'd that feel, buddy?
He's stepping.
Aw, you're a good boy.
Yeah, I like that over there. I like that sheet that's got pieces corroded out of it, almost like it's a map of some nations land. Or like an islands, or but just how nature itself created that sort of painting. I would love to use it as a stencil, like spray paint a canvas behind it and be like, this is the stencil.
Well, you could even you could probably bring some kind of canvas out here and just hang it over that.
Yeah.
And then after some time, there would be like bleach.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it would be bleached through the holes and darkened through the other holes.
You just leave it there. I like this. And
come
that's
back.
A great idea.
Yeah, right?
I mean, you'd have to leave it there for some time.
Yeah.
And I guess you could put a sign on it and be like, this is an art thing. Like, don't fuck with it too much.
Oh, yeah. You could even just put a label as if it was a piece of art because this could be the gallery piece here, and then you take it from here.
It is the piece.
Yeah. I mean,
and then if people spray paint it, then that's part of the deal too, right?
It's part of, like, you could like put a little gallery label next to it. You know, canvas on rust. Michael Walksher, 2020.
I like that idea.
Yeah. And then you take pictures of it, you document it here, then when it's faded, you take it into the gallery and you sell it for thousands of dollars.
But here, how's this for a job? So I like the expression of, you know, when people come by and tag it or write on it or do whatever with it, that it, you know, that's part of what it is too. But I also like the idea that, you know, have someone come around and sit next to it all day and just be like, no, please don't, like, mark this. We want to see what mark, you know, nature leaves, you know? That's a job I'm sure you would enjoy.
Yeah. I would definitely enjoy a job where I didn't have to do shit. I got paid. That I could...
I mean, you would have to tell people not to do things, which...
I don't mind that. Especially I don't mind it if I was doing it, like, as a bit. You know what I mean? Like, I would say to them, don't touch this, but if they did, what would I do?
Well, I would like you to... I mean, obviously, yeah, experimenting in this thing. Not, of course, not use force, but just to be adamant and be like, please don't, you know? Maybe get in their way a little bit.
No, that'd be fun. I mean, again, like, now, see, you're taking this to these interesting performance levels. This is a clown, there's a clown exercise where it's like you sit with, you know, Indian style, cross-legged across from another clown, and then you build your force field. You like whatever it is, you just like, and then the other person tries to penetrate the force field. You know, there's a force field, you know, like, and you do it through mind. And I that's one of my favorite exercises.
Oh, you mean it's not a real force field?
It's a mental force field. It's a mind field.
Well, let me put it this way. If you were sitting there
Just all day.
and in that kind of situation, and then if the attitude was this, if the attitude was, yeah, I don't really want you to mark it up, but if you do, I can't stop you and whatever. Like, people will hear that and they'll go like, okay, then I sort of have tacit permission to do it. As opposed to being like, no, like, we're really trying to accomplish something here. We're really trying to see what the nature leaves, and so, we'd prefer that you didn't, do it.
See, that's park ranger style.
Yeah.
Like park ranger style.
Yeah.
Right? But again, like, performance style for me would yell at somebody down there and go, you're not allowed to touch this!
Sure, let them know early.
Yeah, let them know early, and then they come over, what am I not allowed to touch? You're not, like...
Yeah.
Provoke them into touching it.
I know, but at the end of the day, that's one thing. If you want to do it in a way that provokes them to touch it and then gets them to touch it in spite of your telling them not to, that's one kind of art. But if you want to get the natural imprint without any human interference at a certain level, you have to actually try to discourage it.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that one is a more valid form of art than the other. I'm just saying that they are kind of exclusive of one another.
Yeah, and I'm saying, like, one is the park ranger style.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's sincere but gentle. Mm-hmm. The other one is some kind of performative angst of, like, where's authority? How does authority work?
Oh, yeah, well, that's a whole other question. Yeah, if you wanted to... See, for me, how does the authority work, then, like... You can forget the pretense of, like, the canvas with the thing. You could just, like, have a button and be like, don't press it!
Oh, yeah.
Or you could just pick a random rock. Like, don't touch this rock.
This is the one. Look at that lichen on there. I mean, come on. How can it not be the rock?
Well, I've definitely thought of going to remote places. Perhaps not as remote as this, but setting up and being in character. And, like, so it's sort of like you're in a video game, you're in an RPG or Dungeons and Dragons thing. It's like you wander, and then you get to this place that's, like, so far off the beaten path, and, like, suddenly there's, like, some weird guru there. It's, like, gonna give you the mission. It's like, I'm here to ask you the one true question.
That's the idea of bridge trolls, right? Bridges weren't that often, so the guy would basically be like, you think you're okay to go across this bridge? Answer a quiz for me.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the capitalist trolls that live under the bridge and extract taxes or death from you.
The guy who built the bridge would hang out at the bridge and basically say, you can give me money or entertain me or something. I made this bridge. You need to kind of love above all. You need to kind of keep all this. And then of course troll becomes then this kind of like, the guy just got old and mean. My fucking bridge. Who the fuck do you think you are?
I built it, so I didn't fucking ask you to build it. I didn't ask you. Now, I don't want to sell the need for us to be entertaining too short, but I think that part of what I hope makes a podcast like this, and like the ones we've said we enjoy, appealing is partly because we're still in a hyper-saturated media era, and I think it's partly thanks to advertising, where it's like everything is like very condensed, and it's like everything is happening in this moment.
Yes.
You know?
You can feel your feelings right now very intensely and buy something.
Whereas having some time for meandering and stuttering and just kind of like, it's like this is a low intensity, it's like the waves, it's a bit, the sound of the ocean. It's a low intensity listen. But again, I think I'd like to touch again on the fitness aspect.
Yes, we are fit men. I'm a 50-year-old post-open heart surgery man.
And I am a 36-year-old with lumbar issues and a herniated disc and sciatica.
And yet we are able to rock hop for hours on end.
What is your secret?
Do it every day, son. Praise the Lord. Put those boots on. Hallelujah. No one's free. Walk it.
Are you saying that health and fitness doesn't have to be this battle with the extremes and super stressful workout routines?
Or part of a capitalist agenda?
You mean I just have to get my ass out there and move around a bit?
You can literally walk from your bed to another destination for an hour and walk back, and that's good enough. I mean, not even an hour. 20 minutes. 15 minutes. Get up, put your shoes on, go for a walk, come back, chill. Boom. You could get other people involved if you want. You didn't have to get permission from anybody. You didn't have to check in with anybody. You didn't have to pay for a membership.
You get to learn about your neighborhood. You get to learn about your town, your city, your parks, whatever, your beaches.
Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. And I mean, I was getting a little kind of ableist, kind of sensitive just now.
Uh-huh.
And maybe this isn't a podcast for people who can't walk, but
And maybe not, man. Walk is in the title.
it is in the title.
You know, it's also a bit ableist that it's about the mind, and so people who can't think.
They're just too damn dumb. They just don't have-
No, or maybe they're vegetables, Sean.
Oh, yes. Well, how do people,
You know?
how do we get them?
Yeah, how do we reach them? How do we make a podcast for them?
I'd say, in a weird way, all podcasts are for them. You just put it over their ears and they should listen.
But yeah, look, we're not look. It's okay. We can embrace the fact that we can walk and that we feel good about this and want to spread the walking to others, right? My last name is Walksure. I'm sure about my footing, sure about my walking.
I would even say
Walksure.
may have difficulty with mobility. You know, there are ways for them to be mobile.
Well, also people who have difficulty with mobility. I mean, some people, of course, can't walk, but there are probably a lot of people who. I mean, there definitely are people who have huge fitness problems, and it's like, where do you begin? Well, begin by doing the simplest form of exercising, walking. You know. Well, yeah. First, just move. If you can't walk, then just move your arms, shake around, whatever it takes. But at a certain point, yeah, just get walking. And so yeah, I do like the mind walk being a fitness. You know, look, it's beautiful, Sean, because it's the duality. It's the mind and it's the body. I mean, what more needs to be said?
I am 100% on board with our branding. It's almost like I pitched it. But I wrote the original
well, you wanted to go with Class Traders originally. I mean, we had the concept for the podcast before any title was given to it, of course. But,
the basic idea if we could record while we are
yeah. I mean, not to, look, where I give you a lot of credit is where it's like you've been pushing and also patient with me for it to happen. You know, not that it's been your sole objective either. I mean, part of what makes it work is that we'd be doing it anyway, you know? But, Sean, no! He's fine, folks.
Literally, it feels like you could just fall into the moss or the seaweed and it would just chew up and slide you into the ocean.
The mind walk can be treacherous. But,
these dangerous minds.
So I feel like from early on, at least given that we met on a podcast. Oh, there he goes. He fucking ate it, folks. He ate it. Sean, take a breath here. Figure your shit out. That was perfect. You know, maybe that was a bit. He did just say the mind walk is a treacherous place.
Yeah, I'm okay. Whew.
You all right? You mentally okay?
Yeah. I wanna chill for a second.
Yeah, let's chill.
Just to regroup. Let's get over here. Yeah, it's fine. I'm fine. Whew. Whew. Yeah.
But from an early, I'm sure very early in our discussions, there was like the concept of, I don't know who created the concept of, we should record this and make it a podcast. I mean, I almost feel like it's such an obvious proposition.
Yeah, and it feels very, very organic. No,
but you pushed it into being, and you had the idea for Class Traders, and then my first rebranding was Wandermind.
Yes.
Well, okay, but again, that was it. Yeah, Wandermind. If there were certain podcast episodes, specific episodes that were like a 10-second thing, a 20-second thing, a 1-minute thing. It was like a whole bunch of like little disjointed vignettes.
Yeah.
You know, that could be like a Wandermind episode of Mind Walk, right? But in any case, and then, you were kind of like, you wanted to have a bit more punch, right?
Yeah.
A bit more bite, maybe, I think you said. And so you came up with Mind Time.
Mind Time. But I thought Mind Time. Because it had 4 letters.
Yeah.
But it didn't imply the fucking walk.
Yeah.
So we kept on iterating until we got to Mind Walk.
And it's a beautiful thing because, again, it expresses as succinctly as possible what we're trying to get across.
Yeah.
Enter our mind on the walk. The walk is happening. The exchange of mind is happening.
Yeah.
The creation of third mind is happening.
Oh yeah, we do another sync. When I fell, my recorder.
Oh.
Four claps. Ratchet that shit, editor. Oh. Yeah. Probably a little bit of, dehydrating. Did you bring any water?
I did.
Good. Is it in your bag?
Yeah, you want some?
I'm all right. What's up, Barney?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, so I've taken some pretty good tumbles on this hike. Oh, Barney. I've taken some pretty good tumbles on this hike. I fell hard enough to kind of scrape on one of those sharp rocks, and that stayed infected for a long time. But yeah, I don't mind falling on these rocks. It's something I'm accustomed to. Hit my forearm, but basically what I'd consider my bad arm, my left arm. I've got my fucked up pinky. I've got that's the one I've broken 2 or 3 times.
Hey, Barney.
Right here, bud. Thank you for giving Barney a little bit of water. We'll have some more. We'll have more in the car in a little bit, bud. Filthy rock licker. He's just a dirty.
He's salty.
Yeah, he's a dirty rock licker. My dog is a dirty rock licker.
Yeah, it looks like he's enjoying it to me.
I think there's I think water over rocks must feel very refreshing to a dog. You okay, bud? I bet you he'd be really good at eating pussy, that dog.
Well, here, I'm going to give him a little more water, and what you're going to do is mic.
Okay, yes.
Barney. Hey, Barney.
Hey,
Barney. Barney. Look.
Come here. Right here. There's more water. I mean, I feel like we should get a branded water bottle that's just like that.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, things you need when you're on the hike is some water, right?
Yep. But the Pardcast, Jimmy Pardo has been one of their products they're pushing heavy is some kind of super advanced UV cleaning water bottle. The last water bottle you'll ever need.
As long as you're still thirsty.
Yeah, I like this little crevice. You found an interesting little bowl for him.
Yeah, we should definitely have Mind Walk
Sure.
flavored water bottles.
Yes.
And socks.
Stocks?
Socks.
Oh, socks. Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, if you want to go public, I mean, that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, find all the little outdoorsy products. And again, like I
Hats.
feel like as far as brands go, fucking like REI, fucking Merrill, like if we can crack the fucking code of this and you know make it something that people really want to listen to, we'll get fucking products. I mean, we'll get people wanting to advertise, and we can make our own products.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can test equipment too. I don't know.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
I don't mind being a fucking bit of a shill. If it's good equipment, I don't mind good products that are well crafted, that feel like you're getting a value for your money.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's most of capitalism. Most
No,
of capitalism
it's
is
most definitely not.
some plastic beaker. I mean, these I think these are Merrells. I think that's why they've lasted so long.
Oh, Merrell's, those were the shoes that made it into the greatest movie ever sold.
Oh no, actually they're New Balance. But the greatest was that
The Morgan Spurlock advertising. Film
yeah.
made by advertising About advertising, financed
Financed
by
by advertisers.
Palm Wonderful presents.
Oh yeah,
The greatest movie
have
ever
you watched
sold.
it? Is it any good?
It's worth it.
Okay.
As some people point out, it doesn't necessarily tell you anything you didn't already know,
Yeah.
but it's good.
Okay.
And there's
Morgan
humor in it.
Spurlock.
It's Morgan Spurlock, and it's got it's worth. It was definitely worth the watch.
But I also feel like that's right at the era where
Barney getting greedy.
I stopped liking Morgan Spurlock because I think before that he was interesting, and then at a certain point he felt very shilly, and it was probably this movie that did it to him. Like he had a bunch of like 30 Days, like these really cheeseball documentary series that.
Are you talking about Super Size Me, like the one that made him famous?
Well, no. So Super Size Me was kind of his first big charming thing that he did, and he'd been on like fucking Michael Moore's TV show. He was a correspondent on that, so he's come from the right political space. But then when he started just making regular old TV shows,
oh right, yeah, he had that. Well, he was. It's one of those things though where you get some success. You don't know how long. You might just be a flash in the pan, so you're like you try and make it.
Yeah.
But I watched his sort of pseudo sequel to Super Size Me, which was the called Holy Chicken. Or Holy Chicken was the name of the restaurant, but it might also be the name of the documentary. But I mean, that was worth it. Learned a lot about how they make chicken. And it was as much about the chicken. It was really more about capitalism than it was about the chicken at the end of the day.
Ultimately, isn't every documentary really about capitalist dystopian nightmare?
Capitalist dystopian nightmare. Capitalist
dystopian nightmare. Buy it now on Arista Records.
You got to buy it now.
Buy it now, baby.
With extra downloadable content. You have to download it one song at a time.
Yes.
Make it really hard to get. Look, Barney is just greedy for this water. I can't.
Let's keep moving.
I can't deny him,
Well, I was going to say, if we keep moving. Yeah, there he goes. He'll get plenty of water when we get up to the car. And I think he was just enjoying licking it out of the crack.
Yeah, I'm going to give him one more and
photograph it.
And I'll even take a little video.
So,
I'll even take a little video of the capitalist dystopian nightmare. Barney, give me room to...
Hey, come here, bud.
Ugh. Here it is. Look, Barney, look.
We'll force him to consume. Do that thing you love doing, Barney. Get your tongue all over the crack. Yeah, lick that crack, Barney. Hey, look at who's the creep that keeps on fucking leaking water into that crack for him.
Hey, Barney. Hey, Barney. Barney.
Look at Michael, Barney. He is not a very photo conscious dog.
Well, we got him. He's bobbing and weaving, though. It's all right, but let's look at the ocean a little bit.
Yes.
Let's look at my dumb shoes. Let's look at Sean's dumb butt.
Whoa. Yeah, I probably like... That's the other reason that I like this landscape. It's because it exhausts me. It really does just like fucking just... Like, that's why I can do those fucking hikes over fucking the hill. Just like, it's fine.
Hey, Sean, why don't you do a little promo pitch?
A real American is the kind of person that goes on a mind walk almost every day. It's the kind of person that understands that they're not in this alone. That they can join Michael and Sean on a mind walk. Mind walking. I also like to see what comes out of me, like brain-wise, as we're coming towards the end of this hike. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to be pretty exhausted as we get up the top of that hill.
Yeah.
And some crazy shit is going to be coming out of my mouth for sure. I can feel though, like when we're talking and I'm really exerting myself, and it's kind of like, I'm almost losing the plot here. I'm almost losing the plot.
Well, I think it's two things. One, the exhaustion lowers your inhibitions.
Yes.
And then secondly, that other thing. The second one.
Well, the intellectual nature of our talks, like, not that they are exhausting, but they are rigorous, for sure.
Oh, right. Okay. So the physical and the mental.
Yeah.
And then, fuck. What is that other thing I'm thinking of?
The
endorphins.
Oh, yes.
The endorphins are kicking in too.
Fuck yeah. Which is, like, that is part of the thing I've been liking about performance and clown and improv. And it's like, it is a way of, like, exhausting myself, but in a pleasurable kind of way. Because I'm used to, as a laborer in the world, I'm used to feeling exhausted, trading my life force for the boss's cash. And now, it's like, in these playful spaces, I get to feel exhausted, like almost like a dog that's been on a long walk. Just like, rather than...
Well, you got to walk the human. You got to take yourself out for a walk.
Like you were saying about that relationship you had, where your girlfriend would come home, and you're like, let's play. And she'd be like, calm down.
I just got back from the capitalist dystopian nightmare. I don't have time to enjoy myself and go out on the town and, do recreation.
Play! Yes.
Yeah, I can sympathize, but it did, what a sad state of affairs.
But again, like, if we are exhausted chasing after our desires and never catch our fucking desires, that's what they want!
Right, because then you keep chasing it.
Well, and the thing is, the crazy part about it, it's us poor people, us fucking Irish and fucking whatever, and Jews at one time, that we have inexhaustible energy that needs to be focused. Black people and Mexicans can work so long and hard. We have to exhaust them so they can't ask for their rights. They can't try to ask for fair treatment or reconciliation of property or whatever various compensatory.
Well, but also just compensate them. Obviously, with slavery, this wasn't the case, but let's talk about it in the context of wage slavery. Compensate them just enough that they have to keep coming back, but not enough that they can ever have the freedom to protest because they're on such a short string that it's like, if you even so much as snarl at the hand that feeds you, we could take your entire livelihood away. And that's why, it's not freedom at all.
Nope. And again, like, it's weird because I feel like, in a weird way, also the masterclass, brought to you by the Masterclass series, starring Steve Martin. No, but even the masters, even the hands that, it's the hands that hold the whip are still just middle management. But the investment class, they can't not keep doing that. They're as much in the prison of capitalism as the rest of us.
Oh yeah, it's true. They occupy a different space, and but it's
yes,
I would lifestyles of the rich and miserable.
Yes, lifestyles of the rich and miserable. I suppose I would much rather have a luxury prison cell than a miserable prison cell, a stainless steel, unisex prison cell. Yeah. So, there's this Ghislaine Maxwell, right? She's been caught. She's been caught. They have her in prison. And now they've taken away all of her bedclothes and given her paper clothing.
Oh, the suicide prevention?
Suicide prevention clothing. And I'm like, that's not going to prevent her from being murdered by you guys. So why even go through the pretense of stopping her from killing herself? Just make her fucking prison clothes made out of nooses.
Okay, so she's got some power because she knows names.
Yes.
But the funny thing about it is it's like they become these forever secrets because they're powerful if you know it and can threaten to expose it to blackmail.
Yeah.
So it's more like, hey, they don't want her to come public with the information. What they really want is for her to admit it to someone else, and then that person has the power.
Yes.
And then they don't ever tell anyone.
Well, and
so it's all about generating these lists and this infrastructure for blackmail.
Yeah.
It's like it's so paradoxical. It's not unlike it's not unlike a stock that you hold on to gain value, but you never sell it, so you never actually
know if it's worth
any value. Yeah.
Or real estate.
And look, that's whether stocks have value at all. That's a whole other fucking question because it's mostly just smoke. But nevertheless, that sort of feeling, it's the same thing like about these secrets.
Yeah.
It's like at a certain point you kind of realize like, wow, they're just like they're never going to get revealed because they're so valuable to be used for leverage that you'll never reveal them. So they just kind of get passed around as these this weird shadow power currency,
hot potato,
this leverage currency.
Yeah. So
until someone finally says something or dares someone to reveal it, and then I guess they finally do. But once they reveal it, it's like the power is gone. I mean, they can hope that once you reveal the secret, though, the consequences are a bit outside your control.
Yeah, but this is what all covert intelligence operations are all about. It's like we have the secrets. Oh, you're going to try to get our secrets. Like, what are the secrets? It's stuff that if you are an employee of the company that uses the technology, it's not a secret. It's just that's the company. It's built on this technology, whatever. But here's the interesting wrinkle: is the Attorney General Barr, right? Barr.
Yeah. Barr.
His dad was the guy who gave Epstein his first teaching job.
Oh yeah, what did he teach?
It's like teaching mathematics at some private girls' school.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, some.
How horrible.
Yeah, and again, so Barr, it's almost as if his father fucking threw up a fucking ball, and now Barr is catching it a generation later. Because I'm sure his dad's secrets are some of the things that Ghislaine has. Ghislaine. I'm sure that and again, this is all of this mechanism of kind of the Epstein CIA kind of this apparatus. It's kind of a continuation of intelligence gathering, blackmail stuff since the 40s, since just after World War II. So this is all just a big, like you're saying, it's just a big ball of secrets that's just been, like, it's like this giant story that just kind of glues on. What was that video game? It's a Japanese video game.
Oh, Katamari Damacy?
Yes.
That's a great game.
Yes, this is a secret, a Katamari Damacy of secrets. Just picking up, here's a weird Nazi secret. Here's this in the 80s, Bill Clinton secrets, And yeah, it's this kind of, it is what fuels, I mean, obviously, it's no secret that, you know, the powerful are up to some shitty shit.
I bet there's files of just... I mean, I don't even have to bet, but there are files of secrets, of course.
Yes. Secret
And
files.
just like the photo stream on my camera, could you imagine being a guy who's like, go look in those old secrets cabinets and just like flip through them?
Okay.
And I bet they find some and they're like, this secret ain't worth shit anymore.
So,
you guys get rid of that secret.
That's
It's old. It's 30 years old. The people are all dead. It just has no use anymore.
Edward Snowden. This is the reason he got in trouble. Is because he was the guy who was trying to make all the secret files of all the different agencies work together because he was a computer programmer.
Right, so yeah.
Yeah, so they gave him all the fucking passcodes of every fucking secret. And he saw the secrets and he said, fuck this shit. $250,000 a year isn't worth in a house in fucking Honolulu with my hot fucking girlfriend isn't worth the fucking the things I'm seeing. And he fucking lost his mind. And he fucking gave up the secrets because they couldn't pay him enough money to keep the secrets. And he needed a little.
Well, that's a little thing we call integrity.
Well, also he was a little nerd boy that needed attention. Look at me. He wanted to be a celebrity. On some level. You wouldn't write a book if you didn't. But then again, I agree with what he did. And I think I listened to his book. It's pretty powerful. And he reads it himself. So it's like him giving insight into himself. It's kind of great. But yeah, he saw all those files. And some of them he said, oh yeah, this is garbage, who cares? But then the thing that was a big deal for him, which is fucking AG Barr, was like, oh, he's just using the secret wiretap to fucking make money for himself.
Right, yeah. He's using that. Yeah, on a basic level, it's almost just like, hey, you're not supposed to profit off of those resources. We are.
Yeah, this is the American public's. And then, of course, he kind of intermingled it with all the other stuff.
All right, we're exiting
But
the rocky beach now and going back up the trail from whence we came.
Yes. And I've got my treasures. I've got treasures in my pockets. I've collected treasures. There's a poop. I think it's a coyote poop. Yeah, you get up there, bud. Okay, this is going to be tricky. Yeah, Michael's taking his damn time. I think I'm just going to keep pushing and see if I can get up to the top of this. I think I'm thirsty too. Okay. We're going. Almost there. At least halfway at this point. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Hey there, I guess that was my halfway. Okay. Oh no, this isn't the top yet. Oh. Oh. Hey, buddy, come here. Hey, come here. Come here. What? Come here, buddy. Come here. Yeah, he's pretty friendly. And also he's beat down because we just got done with the hike. It's okay, sweetie pie. Yeah, Barney's actually very cool, especially with that size dog. I say Italian Greyhound and Pomeranian. Yeah, got that Spitz tail. Yeah.
Hello.
You made it.
I made it.
It's a. We went all the way to the Shipwreck. Yeah, the Dominator. It's a big old rusty Hulk now. But yeah.
Yeah, it's like if you just follow these this rocky beach around the corner there and just keep going, you find it.
It's a big chunk of rust on the rocks there. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty treacherous. Yeah, that's why I push so hard coming up that. He's got to show off. Yeah, that's why I push. I just go hard up there. Just if I take a break, I fall. Okay.
If I stop moving, I fall. All right. Well, I think we should end.
Yeah. Shall we call it?
Yeah. Well, we don't have to turn it off right now.
Okay.
I just want to say, hey, I'm Mike.
I'm Sean.
Subscribe to the Mindwalk podcast. We're probably going to have social media for it too, Instagrams and Twitters and stuff. And if not, then we'll at least have a placeholder account. So we don't know what it's going to be. Obviously, we are going to try and get Mind and Walk in there, but we'll have to see if the ats are available.
Yeah.
But follow us there. Subscribe.
At Mindwalk Pod, at the very least.
Mindwalk Pod, yeah. We'll get that, and at the very least redirect it to whatever we get.
Barney, where you going? Hey, come here. Come here, over here, buddy.
So while Sean is dealing with Barney.
Hey, come here. Over here, bud.
We're going to have a Patreon, too.
Barney, over here.
So you can listen to extra...
Barney.
Walks, extra mind walks. You'll get some for free.
Come here, over here, come here.
You'll get some for fee. So yeah, go to the Patreon. Sign up for our tier structure. It'll be a simple tier structure where if you give us money, you get more content. That's the deal. You give us money, you get more content. But there'll always be some free content, some free mind walking. So, hey, if you want some company free on your mind walking, then listen to Sean and Mike and a little bit of Barney mind walking, and we can be whispering in your ear. You can talk back to us.
Yeah. just email us, tweet at us.
Yeah.
mindwalkpod@gmail.com.
Probably, yeah.
Laying the track before, or making the train go down the track before there's any track.
Yeah. But, I'm also Michael Allen, CPA, on various social media.
And I'm Elhump, ELHUMP.
But hey, look, thanks for coming along with us on this Mind Walk. We hope you enjoyed it. And I imagine we're going to be doing some more. So
Mind walking.
Mind walking.
Mind walking.
Mind walking in the capitalist
Dystopia
dystopia nightmare.
Woo! Okay, and cutting.